reason. Okay, guys, so it's already a video has started, and the first topic here is IFM, and there are many channels on this IFM. When you're in the car, you can listen to those channels, and this is not that FM frequency. Okay, so this is install from media, and this is needed when you do not have a reliable WAN connection, and you want to install another Active Directory on a server that is not going to update all the Active Directory replication, that is not going to do the first replication over the WAN. It's going to need, suppose WAN connection is not there, and these are two branches here. One is Toronto, the second is in Nunavut somewhere. I hope everyone knows Nunavut, right? Okay. So we've learned, read about Canadian geography, right? Yeah. Okay. So, no problem. So one student. So, oh, okay. And yeah, who's missing? Oh, just one of Michael is missing. So maybe he's celebrating still. Oh, it's recording now. So Michael, congratulations on passing A+, but you're supposed to show up on this class as well.
He messaged me sick. Michael.
Ah,
Sick.
right. Hey, Michael, you're supposed to tell teacher as well. Okay. So, I hope you get well soon. Seriously, I'm talking to Michael on video. So, okay, let's just carry on, guys. And here, oh yeah, you told him to tell the teacher as well. Otherwise, he'll not get the video.
No, he said not to tell the teacher.
And not get the video? Serious? Okay. Okay. So guys, here's the scenario here. Here's the scenario here. So there's one branch here and one branch here, and the company has bought. So there are 25 users here, and till now they were logging in to their network without a local domain controller. So question to you is, if you don't have a local domain controller in a branch, and of course they need to log in from the Active Directory, so how will they log in? They will connect from WAN to the regional domain controller, whichever is the nearest branch domain controller. They're going to be, their request for logging in will go from that WAN to the regional domain controller, and the WAN bandwidth better be good. So, but suppose this is a remote branch in Nunavut, and they're all, the only way to communicate with that area is through satellite, right? There is no ground cables for that.
You cannot use the relay agent.
First, they have to have the connection somehow, some wires, some connections, or poles of where they are sending internet Wi-Fi. But they only can be connected. The area is so remote that they can only be connected with satellite. So, and that is very slow. But suppose there's a branch there where there are cabling, but it's still a remote branch, and the WAN is not reliable. So if the WAN is not reliable, then you decide, okay, the users are logging in. Since the WAN is not reliable, so the user request for logging in, when they put username password, the request goes over the WAN, which is not reliable or very slow, or sometimes drops the data. So the request goes there or not. When they put username password after a long time that it's processing, then it either gives error or then it logs in. But it is unacceptable that the users are not able to log in properly, right? So what you decide that, okay, let's just put a local domain controller there. So for that, your company buys a new server, and then the new server so you install, the company buys a new server, installs Windows 2012, and then sends it to remote branch. Now, if the domain controller has to be installed, once you install Active Directory in replica DC, what happens? It tries to update everything that has been done on the other domain controllers, right? So the server has been sent from here with Windows only installed, but not Active Directory installed. The server has been sent to the remote branch. The server reaches the remote branch here. Once it reaches, now you have to just install Active Directory, right? But when you install Active Directory, you know that it has to get all the updates. It has to be having exactly same configuration. If suppose there were 390 users here or 1000 users here in this root DC, so there should be exactly 1000 users here as well, right? So this is the root DC, and this will be our replica DC. Anyone knows what's a replica DC?
Copy of the domain controller.
Copy of the domain controller, exactly. And the replica DC is always available within the same domain, right? So replica DC is just a helper DC, or is an exact copy of the root DC or the DCs that are already there, right? So what you do is the company just sends a server with just Windows installed. Now you just need to install Active Directory. But the WAN, again, the main thing is the WAN is not reliable. So if there are, suppose this company is 10 years old, there's a lot of Active Directory stuff there, and it will update, it will take time. If you cannot afford to have data loss here on the unreliable WAN connection, so you decide to go for IFM, and that is what? Install from media. So this IFM, so what you do when you're sending the server to the remote branch there, first you export. So export all Active Directory info to external drive slash DVD slash USB stick 128 GB or something, because it's not that big always. No matter how huge the data is, it doesn't take that much space. So first you export the data, export all Active Directory info or data to an external drive, DVD or USB stick, and then you just take the USB stick with you to that remote branch with that server that has only Windows Server installed on it but not Active Directory. Now when you install Active Directory here, what will happen? You just import from the USB stick everything. Once we install Active Directory, then once we install Active Directory,
You're recording, right?
no, we're supposed to record. Oh, right. And that reminds me, hey.
Michael always
Oh yeah, that reminds me that Michael always reminds me. So, but that reminds me also that I need a
To put the fan on.
big fan. Not that, but this, right?
No, both.
Or both? Oh, okay, we got approval. So, okay. And on Sunday, try to turn on the air conditioners as well. Okay, so once we install Active Directory, then what do? Of course, we just import. Then we just import AD data from that USB drive or stick into the new server. So by using the feature called IFM, by using IFM. So we're going to do that now. We're going to try to run some commands that will help us export Active Directory data from our root DC Then we're going to install a new domain controller, but we're not going to upgrade it from our LAN connection or WAN connection. We don't have WAN, we have just LAN. So LAN connection. So we're just going to import it from IFM as well. Anyone can tell me in his or her own word what is the purpose of IFM?
For example, in an area where you cannot get WAN connection, and the only option you have is to get the information from the routers, you copy that to a media, and you can use IFM to pretty much install that to that location domain.
Yes, nearly there. Exactly. You will. Windows is installed already. We only install, and Active Directory is also there. Files are there, but the latest Active Directory stuff, all the Active Directory. Suppose you install Active Directory, but it is empty, right? We don't need an empty Active Directory. All domain controllers have to be on the same level. When any changes are done on one domain controller, they must be there on the second domain controller as well, right? So if there are 1,000 users here, and you install a new Active Directory here, but 1,000 users are not here, added or replicated here, so that's going to be a big problem. So that's why it needs only the Active Directory stuff, the data, other than the actual installation files of Active Directory. It needs the user data, it needs the computer data, it needs the printer, whatever you've added there, OUs and groups that you've created after installation of Active Directory. So you have Windows 2012 installed without IFM, you can have Active Directory installed without IFM, but when you replicate, you don't want to use the WAN connection. So during Active Directory installation, it's going to ask, okay, how do you want me to upgrade from the other Active Directory? So then you're going to say, oh, don't go for the network connection, go for that import export folder option.
There is an option.
Exactly.
When
IFM.
we were installing Active Directory domain services, you show us an option,
Yeah.
right? Checkbox, we have to enable that.
Definitely. That's the option we're going to use.
So when the users try to authenticate from that location, they go to the local Active Directory server.
Yeah. Now
Are
after
there any
introduction.
special instructions for doing that? Like how would the user's PC know that I have to go to this server and not over the LAN to that server?
Well, the users will be now looking for it. Always when the username password is put there, it always searches for a authentication server locally first. Always it does. Then it goes to the network and to the WAN. So it will now find
It's
that.
automatic.
It's automatic. It's automatic. It will, just like a DHCP, users will look in the LAN first, and then if it is allowed to travel over the WAN, then it will even go to WAN to look for a DHCP through DHCP relay agent. DHCP relay agent? You said that, right? Yeah, but I just taught that in 7411, not 10.
No, Rai was going through that on the previous class.
Oh, nice.
Because he was saying that, for example, two locations there, one location has DHCP server, the other location doesn't have DHCP server installed, and the users wants to get IP addresses. What do you use? And we didn't know about the relay agent at the time, so we were like telling a lot of things. We were telling that. What I was saying, like I forgot. I was giving a scenario.
Other than the relay agent, yeah.
Relay
Okay.
agent, I was telling him, he said that, oh, that's one option. But what's another option? So he brought up the
No.
relay.
Okay, that's good. So that's good. Now let's just go ahead and try to a DHCP relay agent. Of course, you need to have the bootp traffic enabled on the routers, right? For that to happen. But anyway, that's a 7411 topic. We're going to be discussing that briefly there. But exactly what he told is what I'm going to tell. DHCP relay agent does that. If there's no local DHCP server, it's going to do that. So that's good. You learned already from there.
So that's the concept, but you have to explain in detail, but you're going to do it in 411, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 411, we're going to be going for, but yeah, recently just we talked about, so I was thinking, hey, where did you get that? Did you have access to that video? That was my main point, huh? Why did you get access to that video?
Actually, we do access other videos. Like I was able to access other videos. But I don't have time to go through. I just saw, I can able to still see other videos. Good.
No, the day one video of every course I make public, day one.
Okay.
So others would know at least what is this course about. And I also sell online. So anyway, the whole channel access for 1 year.
So they see the day one video and then they will, okay,
And-
IT for me, or they will see, oh my god.
Okay, guys. So here we do understand the concept. So what happens now? Question to you is, okay, the server was sent here. It took 3 days, 1 week to reach Nunavut, right? And for 1 week back there in this domain controller, there were a lot of changes made. 2 printers were added, suppose, and 5 computers were joined in, and 200 more users were created. But you have already exported that data on a USB stick, and that USB stick has the data 1 week earlier, older data. Whatever happened during that 1 week, and the domain controller went online, how will you get that data to this domain controller?
Over the WAN.
So over the WAN. Why would you use WAN now when you did not use the WAN before?
Because the changes are very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
We have already imported most of the names.
Do you agree to that?
Yes.
Okay, you agree to that. Anyone else? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because we don't have any other option, right?
But we have an option of sending the USB back again, and it will take 1 week more
No,
again.
no, I mean like if we need the data fast. Yeah, I know what you mean, but
Yeah. So why would
the
you
users
use?
are waiting for the updated data. We don't. From
Yeah,
that point
but-
of view, we don't have any other. I know WAN is not reliable. But like he said, it's small amount of information. There is
That's
a-
the main point,
That's
exactly.
the main point.
So did you
At
do
that
the?
point, we don't have any other option.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we don't
it
get to
is.
use it.
So it's minimal data. That's the main thing, exactly. And I know you done the course before as well. Oh no, just kidding. So yeah,
We
that
already
is
have certificate
for
for MCS.
2012. Okay.
Windows 7.
Windows
That's
7.
one example.
Okay.
Dumps.
Oh, guys, about the 7410. Anyone preparing?
Preparing,
I'll prepare
preparing.
from this
I am
week.
preparing.
In the coming week.
You're giving?
I'll start preparing.
Oh, preparing,
And as
okay.
soon as you are done, I'll.
Oh,
Yeah,
we have just.
we are waiting for you. By
No,
the
no, no.
time you finish, I'm gonna write it because you're gonna start for
7411 right away will start, guys.
But
So
you
just
still
Not even a day.
give
or so.
it. Huh?
Not even a day. or
No,
so.
we're gonna ask Mary.
You can ask
You
Mary.
can ask Mary.
Yeah,
She'll give a
as a group, if you ask, maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days, maybe 1 week.
Yeah, at least a week so that we can get rid of it.
In 1 week, everyone will be prepared.
So, I mean, once we start with like,
Start preparing now, guys. So you could, if Mary gives you 1 week, because ministry will not allow. If ministry guy comes now, during that week, where are those students? Oh, we gave him 1 week for a rest. Ministry will say we did not allow you to give 1 week. They will say that, and the college will be like really in the eyes of ministry. Hey, what is this? We never allowed them to give any free time to the students. Because ministry is paying for that, so it's ministry's rules, right?
But no one will show up. Then. Everyone will stay at home and write the exams, and you will come here.
And I will blah 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 blah. All the ghost students. Yeah, you were saying?
I see the request for that time.
For?
Premium file.
Premium file.
And I did not send? Really? Can you resend again? Because I sent to, I think, everyone.
And he paid with me.
Really?
He already paid. It's a paid customer.
You're
You're not sending the file.
one. Exactly. Whatever data was remaining will travel over the WAN, because it's just very small data. We were not taking risk to update through WAN for a large amount of data, because we need every, all that data intact. So, okay guys, let's just do that now. What we will do is run a set of commands, and we need to know those commands. So this is it. So no initial network needed, avoid large WAN transfer, only differences are synced. That's what we just talked about. NTDS util parameter create full, RODC creates syswall full. So syswall, we talked about syswall. What is the purpose of syswall?
it is the repository and the launching pad for all the group policies and scripts.
Do you all agree to that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. See, guys, you have a competitor here. So get into competition and please also memorize this definition and other definitions that where I'm about to ask. So, okay, guys.
Probably, are you in that video right now? This one video?
Is this wall video? Oh, okay. No, but he, I think, memorized. So before the interview, you have to have these terminologies and definitions really good. Okay, guys. So this is the set of commands. These are the set of commands for doing the lab. So the plan we have is that we're going to just talk about. Not talk about. We're going to create one server. So I'll just create that diagram. So we have root DC here already in our lab? Root DC. Anyone doesn't have a root DC? So which DC am I referring to as a root DC? Yeah, server 1. The first domain controller is always called the root DC. And first domain is called root domain, right? So now this is the root DC, and we're going to export the Active Directory stuff from here, and then we're going to export it to a folder, and we already have one more member server here, right? So in the member server, we already have, of course, Windows 2012. So we're going to confirm that it is a member server or is it a replica DC. I hope it's a member server, the second one, right? So server 4 in our case, server 2, sorry. In 7411 it is
Why you
4.
always saying so?
Because we messed up so much in 7411 that we all had to change the server name to server 4, which is server 2 actually. So, and we're
already messed up server 2, so now I'm in server 3.
okay, and he's asking why I'm saying server 4, huh? So, so that's the very same reason, and we're gonna mess up for us as well in 7411 because they are bigger labs, longer labs, and then 412, the messiest one.
Okay, question.
It's gonna take a lot. Yep.
410 is already taking more than a month, right? We still haven't finished. What about 411, 412?
Oh, we're gonna
Order
finish
or-
when we think we're ready to finish. I'm not rushing because of time. I'm going according to the topics.
Still IPv6, firewalls. What else is not covered?
So we're gonna keep on going.
Print servers.
Yeah.
These 3 things are not covered.
Thank you for. That's why we're not finished. So yeah, we will be
What
finished.
my point was,
Uh-huh.
so if 410 is taking more than a month, probably a month and 15 days, I guess.
Yeah,
What about 411? How long does it
maybe 2 months.
take?
Why you're in a hurry?
But we have only 1 year to finish our program. That's why we have other things.
Oh really? Hey, that's the first one who's saying that. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
Take your time. Finish the topics according
Wait,
to.
411.
But I can rush if you want. Done. Okay, that was IPv6. Done. That's what.
As long as you.
No, it's just that I go with the student speed. I can go faster as well and give some more assignments to you so we could finish it sooner. I can do that too. But I want you to do it with, the main thing is, do we understand and can we do it perfectly, right? Where it's, I'm trying to go for job ready. This is a concept, not passing the exam or finishing the course. But I can finish faster if majority insists.
So it takes 2 months for 411.
No, it might take even more if we don't finish in time. If we don't finish the topics.
412, another 2 months.
Maybe 3 months. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
are you
Come on,
serious?
because you are dragging it. That's why. I'm answering according to your questions. The questions are very. I mean.
Hereafter I'll be quiet.
So yeah, but the time is not something I'm really thinking about. Although yes, even after suppose 1 year is finished, maybe some students still stay here. Hey, I need to finish this course, that course. So we keep on going, and they keep on sitting. But the money will stop coming during. So yes, some students cannot afford that. Some, right? So they say, okay, finish the course faster. Some students actually pushed me to finish the course faster. But when I asked, what did you get from that rushed, and they could not tell me anything. So the whole course was just a waste of time for them, right? But if you're understanding, that's the main thing. Mary also told me, hey, the main thing is if students are understanding, then go ahead, right? I recorded that as well. Seriously? Okay. Anyway, so, but I can go faster. The thing is, if you want, I can go faster.
So it seems like the point is we have to do the certification no matter what you do.
That's the point. That's why I'm pressing. You should have been. Okay, this I need to really pause now.
We should have been done for. Oh, thanks for the speech.
Oh, well.
I want to cry. No, serious?
Oh, I recorded that. Okay, so so the thing is, guys, if you have impossible schedules, still you can do it. That's what we just talked about. So okay, guys, let's just go for that lab. So first, we're going to go to the root DC, and then we're going to export the AD or Active Directory data into a folder. So first of all, let's create a folder let's create a folder in C drive, C:\IFM by the name of IFM. Then we're gonna run some commands in the command prompt with admin privileges that will export all Active Directory data. You can just take a backup this way as well, but don't consider it as an official backup. This is just for if you know your actual backup did not work. So this could also work. So you can export all Active Directory data. It's going to export all sysvol data as well. And what sits inside sysvol? We know that. So sysvol data will be exported as well. Active Directory data, whatever you have configured in Active Directory will all be exported. So the set of commands that we need to run, and then we're going to copy this folder from server 1 to server 2, pretending that this is the remote branch where the server 2 is. And then we're going to start installation of AD, and then import from that IFM folder, all AD data. So this is our major steps, and we're not going to use the LAN connection, right? So also once we export the data, we will be making some changes here. So we will create 2 more users. I think we already have Putin and Trump, right? And Obama.
No, just
Putin and Obama. So we're going to create 2 more users here after we exported that, because that information will not be in the exported data. So we're going to check after we have imported on the other server. As soon as the server restarts, it should also do an update, automatic update or replication from the root DC. So those 2 users should also be showing there, which we will not export. Those will be created after we have exported it. So we could know that replication also happens, which updates any changes made after the export, right? So do we understand the scenario, right? Okay. So first, let's just go to root DC or server 1, and then we go for creating our folder. So go to C drive on server 1 and create a folder called IFM. You got 2 minutes for that. 1 minute and 55 seconds. So if I say create a folder in C drive, you don't have to look at the board, right?
done.
Okay, that was fast. It's like zoom, Need for Speed 10. Okay, not 7, not 8. So that's good. So just create a folder called IFM on server 1, right? Okay, guys. Okay, if this is has everyone done it? First of all, second thing, is server 2 or 3 in your case a replica DC or not? Please check and let me know.
No, it's not.
How do you know?
I think we removed it. We removed it. One of the left.
No, right now, if I need a proof, technical proof, where would you go exactly to know that?
We can hit 2 things. We can go to Server Manager Tools, and then we can check in there to see if any Active Directory things are.
Suppose there are Active Directory icons there.
Then we go to the C drive, NTFS folder, and then see if
Good.
there's something in there. And then also sysvol.
If
Sysvol will be there.
yeah, NTDS folder is there on server 2 or 3 in the C drive inside the Windows folder. If it is there, this is a domain controller. If it is not there, it's not a domain controller, right? So go for a technical proof. it's already done, the IFM folder creation?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. And yes, and yes. Okay, cool. So this is done, and I'm gonna be giving you now 2 minutes or 3 minutes task of whatever we were doing so many times that I don't want you to look at the board now. That is called critical thinking. I'm trying to push you there. That now think yourself at once. Where do you need to go and why you're going there, and explain that, right? So that will just make you stronger on that concept, on the concepts, while my machine still starts. Seriously, why didn't I start that? Okay, so seriously. Okay.
Now you are right.
What?
And you're blaming me.
You're the most dangerous guy here in the class.
Because of you.
You've earned that.
Because of you, only 14 is taking like up.
No, I'm gonna finish it this week. Yeah, 410.
Yeah.
Okay, this coming week. Yeah, I meant that. Yeah. Well, actually, it was planned to be this coming week. It's not like I'm rushing, and I will never rush, because rushing will be not
No, the
good
thing
for
is,
you.
410 is all basic concepts, like you said, right?
Mm.
You don't need to rush on that. But 411, 412, 413, 414, you're gonna go in detail, right, on specific topic.
So those topics are
No,
totally different.
We have
Yeah.
some idea, but you can still go a little bit faster. That's
Yeah,
all.
I will. It's just that I need to see the response. I see the results first. If some students are missing, I cannot go fast, right? Suppose some students are still missing. He says they will both join 7411, while having no idea or not very good in 7410 already. So if they are missing some concepts, I have to still be slow, right? I will go with the student speed.
Are you still sending the videos?
Well,
Yeah.
not these two. Okay, guys. So once we are logged in, yeah, we're gonna be deleting all 7410 stuff. And if we are the same students and there is no student, don't delete that template machine. We're gonna use that template machine. We don't have to then recreate the template machine. Or if anyone is missing the template machine, we can copy it, or we have to just recreate the template machine as well. Okay, guys, so server 1, first thing we need to do is I'm just going to go there, yellow folder. Since everyone has made that folder already, I'm just going to quickly make that here, new folder, IFM. And second thing, what is the proof that the members, the server 2 is not a domain controller? So as Raj said already, or Tarun said, or Raj said, both said, both. Yeah, that okay. Raj said that ntds.dit should be there. You said that, right? Oh yeah, ntds folder should be there. You said. Okay. If this folder is not there, it's a domain controller, right?
Member server.
Okay. So you got it. Okay, I'll try in some other way. But for only those things which we have discussed so many times before as well, discussed. So no trap for new things. So I'm just gonna quickly go to server 2 here and C drive, Windows, and just click here and type anywhere n, nothing comes. This means it's not a domain controller. That's one thing. Second thing, server 1, we do go to tools, and then you open Active Directory user and computers, and go where to check if there's a second domain controller. In Active Directory user and computers, this is the second way to check it, right? So if I go to Active Directory user and computers on server 1, let's open Active Directory users and computers server 1.
Go to domain controller.
Yes, domain controllers. So I don't see server 2 here. This is good, right? So this is even if I had went there first, that's already proven that there is no server 2 is not a domain controller. So let's export the Active Directory stuff. Then we're going to create 2 more users after that, exporting of Active Directory. So how do we do that? Let's just run those commands here to export. IFM folder is already created, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are the commands? These are the commands here. So steps, on the root domain controller, go to C drive, create IFM folder, done. Open CMD with admin rights. So that's the next thing we're going to do. Open CMD with admin rights. Then we're going to type NTDS and press enter. So I'm going for server 1 here, and then right clicking the Windows icon on the left and opening the command prompt admin like this. So open the command prompt admin like this. Yeah,
so
on server 1, open the command prompt admin. Has everyone opened? Opened. So NTDSUTIL. You there? Right? Okay, you guys are there. So Asad is always 20 years ahead of us, huh?
Already done.
Done the whole thing? So you Googled it or you did it already? Before?
I need recognize.
Oh, okay.
already done
Everyone. So Tarun and Asad are big.
It's a me and Naveen.
No.
On the day you said you came to Portland before.
Portland? No.
Just 3 days.
Okay, please go on.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't wanna, like,
So LTDS retail, are we all there? Are we all there? All means all. Okay. So enter, and then we go for the next command. Activate an instance NTDS. But let me just double check that. This is this command. Activate. So we have typed NTDS retail and press enter, right? So second is activate instance NTDS and press enter. So activate instance NTDS, press enter, start writing, and then IFM, press enter. Okay, 2 commands. So I'm just going to start writing now myself. Activate instance NTDS. It's not case sensitive. And press enter like this. And then IFM, activate instance NTDS, press enter, IFM, press enter. Everyone do it done?
yes.
So that line is done. This line, activate instance NTDS, right? This one.
Activate instance
This one.
set to MTD.
It's good, okay. Invalid.
Yeah,
Check the spelling.
yeah, type NTDS.
Activate instance NTDS. Activate instance NTDS.
Make sure you set, you already said that.
Set to, right?
Set to.
No, the answer I said.
Just
What is set to?
instance.
Yeah, activate space instance space NTDS. You know, you can see the board as well.
Yeah.
Activate instance NTDS and press enter. But you have to be sitting inside NTDS util first.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay. So activate instance. Oh, that's a set to you're talking about. Okay. Set to NTDS. Yeah. So IFM.
So why is this one?
So then type IFM. Huh? Sorry.
Is it working?
Enter and then
No,
No, it's,
still is
for her it's showing error.
or
Can you
try
close it, open again, and then type?
try
Yes,
with
I did.
admin rights.
Yeah, she is an admin.
Uh-huh.
Start from the first hand.
You have regional support here, so that's very good.
No, UTIL.
NTDS UTIL.
NTDS UTIL. It's in the board.
NTDS UTIL.
UTIL.
And now for some advertisement. We're gonna be coming after this break. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to pause.
Okay, now type activate instant NTDS, you know the one highlighted.
Instance NTDS and press enter.
Now type IFM.
Alright, very good.
Okay.
Alright, so IFM, thank you, sir. And
Thank you.
okay, so IFM and press enter. Oops.
Recording?
Yeah, I did not get to pause. So IFM and enter. So it should show just the IFM written on the left side, right? And then we go for the last one here. Let me just remove that here. So it is now type create space sysvol space full space c:\IFM. So create space sysvol space full space c:\IFM. So make sure the spaces are there, make sure the spellings are correct. That's the last one. So create space sysvol space full c:\IFM. Is it done? Done. Oh, so it started right for everyone?
Yep.
So I'll just quickly put it now. Create sysvol full c:\IFM. Okay, so create space sysvol space full space c:\IFM. Enter and creating snapshot and done. Whoa, okay. Is it done for everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it stopped with that, right? So now the whole Active Directory is exported, and yeah, we can take it home, or we can just try to put it on some other domain controller as well. But this is the root DC domain controller, all information, all data of Active Directory. Let's go to member server, but we have to actually copy this in the
USB.
C drive. Oh, if you want to do that USB thing, yeah, we can do that too. But we can copy from one machine to another,
But
pretending
technically
in the working environment.
we have to copy in a media, right?
Exactly. So we can. So ultimately, when you copy in the media, first you copy still in the folder, then you copy in the media as well. Then you take it to the second domain controller, put it the USB there. Then you copy that folder in the C drive, and then put there. So that's the main thing. But you can directly copy from media to the Active Directory as well if you want. So okay guys, once this is done, we're just going to go for that folder. We're pretending that it is this folder, IFM. Let's go to server 1. Let's go to server 1 and go to that IFM folder, copy it and paste it in server 2 C drive. So if we want to do that, yeah, copy from C drive the IFM folder. I have this one, and the size is 47 megabyte. So I'm just going to right click this IFM folder in C drive, copy, and can we just copy in server 1 and go to server 2 and paste it as well? So then the other way is copy it from server 1 and paste it on the desktop like this. Just go to the desktop itself, desktop of the physical machine, then copy again from the desktop and then paste it inside server 2 C drive. First copy it on the desktop, so copy from there, server 1, minimize server the VMware workstation. In the background you will see the desktop, paste it there, then again copy from that desktop and paste it inside server 2. Alright, so I'm just in server 2 now, and inside server 2 I'm pasting from the desktop, not directly from. You done as well? Alright, done? Alright, done, right? Okay, cool. So we're fast today. What's the reason?
Don't try.
Don't try. Oh yes sir. Oh okay. So General Raj is here. So okay. So Lieutenant Raj. Sir, yes sir. Okay, I'm here, and this is Active Directory registry and sysvol. So everything is there. Registry values, especially the registry values which has all the configuration of Active Directory. Sysvol. If we go to that folder on server 2 now, go inside the that folder. We have sysvol folder. Then we have inside the sysvol in IFM what got exported, right? So policies and scripts. So I've gone to sysvol. I've gone to the domain name. I've gone to policies, right? So you can see a lot of group policies that we created. I think we created 6 or 7 group policies here, right? So let's now just import it. So that's a very easy process here. But before doing that, let's just quickly create 2 users after the export is done. And you know why? Tell me the reason why.
I'm sorry, say that question.
Oh, okay. So we have already exported that Active Directory. So we need to create 2 more users now after the export. Why? We need to create 2 objects in Active Directory, either groups or OUs, there, because we need to check something else. What is that something else we need to check? Replication. So once we exported everything, after that, whatever changes we make should be automatically replicated to the domain controller. Second domain controller, second server will only import from media. Import, right? So it is not going to replicate at that time. But after restart of that new domain controller, it will start replicating as well. That's the main point we need to understand after that. So importing from the media, but replicating directly over the LAN or WAN. So it will automatically start replicating. So in that case, so we have exported everything right now in the Active Directory, right? Whatever is in Active Directory we have exported. So the other domain controller will get whatever we have now. Now we need to make 2 new things here, 2 new objects.
Question. We
Yeah.
copied the IFM folder from server 1 to server 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't installed the actual Active Directory domain service on server 2. We don't need to install it?
We are about to do that.
We are about.
Yeah.
But before that, we are copying the users first?
So we're creating 2 new users here. So we could check that not only does it import from media, after that it still replicate over the LAN or WAN. So right click the users, so go to server 1, go to Active Directory, users and computers. Go to server 1, Active Directory, users and computers. Everyone there? Right click, new, user. Oh, just create 2 users, right? Don't follow me with that.
Whenever I come to the site, the other one is like 10 years ahead of me. I don't want to see him.
Wow,
I'm
it's
getting confused.
like done already.
I'll see you.
Yes, exactly. That's a good idea. Actually, yes, this happened to other classes as well. There was a student very advanced, and the other student was like totally seeing it. What? So he was asking me, should I ask? They didn't ask question even because he's done. So if I ask a basic question, oh man, no, please do ask, please. Still, okay, guys. So create 2 users. You got 1 minute for that.
Active Directory, license.
50 seconds.
Only Active Directory.
So Obama and Putin.
Above and Putin. Yeah, Active Directory users and computers. Oh, you have to go to tools. You're there, right? Then right click the users. 40 seconds. Listen, create 2 users.
2 users.
One is Obama, one is Putin. And you can see the board as well, it's okay. So I'm just creating 2 users now. Right click the users here and click new and user. And does this window open? Yeah, okay. Then Obama and Obama. All 4. Next. And the class password. And please do uncheck this. Please do uncheck this. User must change password. But in production environment, please never uncheck this. Please never uncheck this. In production environment, because users must change the password in production environment. Okay, so password is done. Done.
Another one?
Yeah. So just go for Putin. Hey, I already have Obama. Guys, you said it's not created.
No, for us it's not created.
Why did I create them? Okay, I'll just go for Putin then.
For us,
Putin. I'll put in Putin here in Active Directory. Next. Finito. Oh, seriously, I have that too. Okay. Okay, where are you guys then? Come up, where you are. Okay, so, then I've exported those users. Seriously? Okay, I'll have to create something, just one new object. So if you've created that, just ignore my creation of an OU. So because I have those 2 users and they got exported already, right? So I won't be able to check the replication. So I'll just create something else. We just need to create anything else.
you have 50 years ahead.
50? Oh, that's
You already created a next one.
I was just thinking, and it just got created. So it was like zh. So ITDEPT. So don't just ignore that. ITDEPT. I just created just one more OU here. Okay, guys. So let's go to server 2 here. Server 2, and go to the command prompt admin here. Command prompt admin.
Server 2.
Actually, guys, don't go to command prompt admin. Don't go. Just install Active Directory. That's all. So on server 2, first we're going to install. We're going to go to dashboard on server manager on server 2. Go to dashboard. Add roles and features. Next.
You're done.
Next. Next. 7411 I will see, if you're already done, because and 7412 especially.
Even now I'm
That's for commandos.
My pen is done.
Okay. Okay. 7412 is for commandos only. Those were the tough ones. So
Active directory, right? Active directory.
yeah. So oh guys, add features, and did you select this second one?
Yeah.
Everyone? So these are just the binary files we are installing, right? The binary files. The files that will help us install the Active Directory. So next. Nothing in the features, we know that, right? Next. Next. And just restart in case it needs a pending restart. Press yes, install. Go ahead. Then there's a very interesting topic coming now after this topic, and everyone will be scratching their head even at the end of the topic. It's NicTeaming.
Huh?
NicTeaming.
NicTeaming?
Nick is what?
Nick card.
Network into a card, and when you team it up, so it's achieving high availability. One network card goes down, the second network card keeps the traffic running. That's NicTeaming.
I saw one of this question in the premium file.
458 question, and it's still increasing in number.
No, 480.
480?
When you send me 480. 480.
Okay, even already increased.
So it increases like every month.
Well, whenever pause. Okay, guys, promote this server to a domain controller. Do you see that? So click that. Promote this server to a domain controller. And now, which option are we selecting here? Second or third? Okay. Hey, I was trying to confuse those guys, and they were quiet actually. I was thinking at once you will say.
I was reading because previous class we were selecting the second one. I was thinking, oh, okay.
No, but really, first one is for just adding a second domain controller, third domain controller, fourth domain controller, or the helper domain controller, or the replica DC, right? First one is only that. Second one is to add a new domain, child domain, and child domain. And third one is, of course, creating a new forest, right? Second one is also for tree domain as well, but we will understand that later. What is tree? So, okay, add a domain controller to an existing domain, and everyone, please make sure that you see here netadmin. We all see that, right? Next. Next, yeah. Okay, guys. So quickly, GC does what?
Forest wide search.
And there's one more thing.
Partial information.
Partial.
Information of the objects.
In the forest, all objects in the forest. Which role has full information of all the objects in the forest?
Schema.
Wow. Hey, what's right with you, man? Good.
Those things are in my memory.
Perfect.
I just forget.
Perfect.
Because you asked this question like 2 or 3 times previous classes, so that's why it's sticking.
Right. That's good.
It's better you ask again and again, like every.
And you want him to rush.
And rush as well. So okay.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So DSRM. What was that for?
Oh, that's restore.
From
Restore from.
backup.
Yeah, backup.
So we're gonna do backup in 7411. So okay, guys. The password here is the class password, but in production environment, it's always a different, difficult password. Because this is kind of your backdoor. Somebody goes restart your domain controller, press F8, and goes to restore mode and restores some very old backup tape. From that backup, if you restore, you're gonna go, your activity will go that back, and you will really lose a lot. So okay, guys, here, if you put the password here, let's go next. And this page, everyone there?
Yeah.
So when Raj says yeah, this means everyone is
I
there,
saw
right?
Naveen.
Okay.
She's also.
Okay, that's good.
I always say yes after seeing Naveen.
That's good. Representation, so that's good. So, okay guys, next, nothing here, it's just looking for a local DNS server. It will not find it because we didn't install it yet. So, next. And what do we do here on this page if you're on this page?
Install from media.
IFM, exactly. Install from media. We just need to go to that folder now, right? So, install from media. 3 dots, we see there, 3 dots. Just click that button. So once we click that, it's gonna ask where is that folder. So if we copied it in C drive, this is the folder. Click that, that's it. Just click the top folder and press OK. Are we all done with that? Yes. And sorry, you're there? What happened? He's watching. Raj is watching you. Brace yourself now. He's about
You
to.
didn't copy the folder.
Okay. Okay. So IFM, press OK, and it should look like this, right? So if all the information is correct there, we can verify. So click the verify. If you miss any folder, it's gonna give you an error in the verify. So if all the folders, required folders are there, it just verifies in millisecond. So that's it. Yeah, verify. Okay. So we're not using this replicate from option. It's gonna replicate over the network. We're using the from media replication. So that's it. Click next. But we should have those 2 users now when it restarts. We should have, because they're not in the media itself, but they should be replicated from that server directly. So sysvol you already know. Next. Yeah, the summary. Next. I also send everyone. Okay, yeah, this is next and install, guys. Next and install. I also send the PowerShell for beginners.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
So please take it very seriously, and I'm gonna send it to all the previous courses as well. All those students who have done that. So I click install here. It is very, very important. I wanted to go for PowerShell very soon. I mean, like even at the start of the course, but so many students are new to the field, to the field itself. If I started command level, or PowerShell level things, they would be confused right away. So this is still easier to follow Windows, to understand the concepts at least. Then second thing is PowerShell, guys. You want job quicker, you need to learn PowerShell. Otherwise, you will be searching for. There will be others who will just get it.
Every video you're saying this, I will get it.
Okay. Confidence. I will get it.
NIFTES doesn't offer PowerShell certificate course, right? Or is
There
any
is no
certification?
separate. There is separate courses, but I don't know what certification for
But
PowerShell.
the employers, do they ask for any certification for that, or
No.
we just need to know the knowledge?
Yeah, that's the knowledge you should know.
Message.
Yeah, it's restarting now.
I got your battery phone.
Oh, yeah, battery is connected up. Thank you. Yeah, that's just restarting. So after restart, it's just going to, guys, just make sure after it restart when you come back that your 2 users are there or not, because they did not come from the IFM media.
Yeah.
They came from replication. So this means if replication is working, we are good. This domain controller is good. Even after IFM, it's good.
But in the working environment, since we are not using manlink and
We will be using WANlink after
only
restart.
after we create the users, we have to use manlink to get that user.
That's the
no
only
other
way.
option.
Yes, sir. Ouch. Okay.
Red flag.
Red flag. So please log in and confirm. And let me just pause the video.
So it is restarted.
So if you have restarted, are the 2 users there?
Yes.
Okay. So restarting.
So can you do the export using the GUI?
Well, I don't think so. Well, I have to check. I have to Google it. I guess maybe. There are so many smaller, ways to do one thing that there could be. but this is what's on the TechNet site. Yeah, it could be, definitely, but I didn't try that. Yeah. So, yeah, in IT, that's the thing, that you have 3 or 4 ways to do the same thing. From PowerShell, from GUI, there are certain scripts that do just everything automatic. You don't have to touch, but just run the script and that's it. So I'm just logged in already. So I'll just check my organizational unit that I created. You've created the 2 users. I've created an organizational unit. So I'm on server 2 here. So the OU that I created is IT department. Yes. So replication is fine as well. When you introduce a new domain controller, the best practice is after you restart, then create an object. So now if I create an object, does it show up on the first one or not? That tells me that it's a 2-way replication, because I'm going to create objects on both domain controllers, right? So if it is still delaying from 2 to 1, but it's not delaying from 1 to 2, so 1 to 2 replication, that way replication is okay. 2 to 1 replication is maybe taking time. Whenever you introduce a new domain controller, 2 to 1, new to old, new domain controller to old domain controller replication is always slower, because it's just new, it's still trying to work out many other things. So after 15-20 minutes, then 2 to 1 or the new to old works fine after that. So that's what we tested on day 2, 3, 4, I think, on day 3, that we were testing replication as well, 1-way or 2-way, well, 2-way replication. Domain controllers always must have 2-way replication, except for RODC. RODC is always one-way replication. Okay, guys. So did we confirm the 2 users or not?
Still
Mm.
starting.
Hey, come on, man! You're delaying now.
I'm not delaying.
Okay, so but if you see the 2 users, that's it.
Please go.
Now we need to go for the next topic. I mean, come on, man!
I
It's
don't make it.
okay. No, it's just. Oh yeah, just joking, huh? At the end, so after 2 or 3 big rocks, then just joking. Come on. So, but that's also just joke. Okay. So, but okay. So, guys, anyone reached the 400 mark for the 7410? Nobody reached the 400. Like,
What
it's
about this guy? What is going
no
400
like
questions he's asking.
5. They said 480 questions, right?
Yeah.
So, did anyone reach the last? 400 questions are done, so you're pretty much maybe in 2 or 3 days you're ready. But if you did not reach that, then you still need 1 more week.
1 more week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I need 1 more week because the past 2 days I started
Oh, yeah.
to speed up.
Okay, good.
Because at the start, when I was seeing those questions, it's hard for me to read the questions.
Yes, it
The
is.
question
Big
is like
scenario
questions,
and-
right? And then now I got used to it after passing
Cool.
the 100th question.
Oh, nice.
Now it's easier, so I can able to read faster. So it'll go even faster.
So, are you memorizing all the sequence or?
Not memorizing,
Understanding.
just understanding.
Yeah, that's it.
So, resuming now, this is the first topic. Let's go for the second topic. And the second topic is a little complicated. It's not complicated if I give you the idea, which I already gave, that there are 2 network cards here. And if the one network card goes down, then the second network card will be still helping to run the show. But there's a term called LCBO. No, LBFO. So yeah, it was what LBFO is what loop back, loop back, and so
Load balancing failover.
okay. So load balancing, exactly.
One of the questions I was studying, the 170th question, it had a loop back answer. So
Oh, okay. Hey, that's good. Then you remember that, So that's good. Fail over, exactly. So can you tell me the difference quickly between the 2? What's the difference between the 2?
load balancing failover.
Load balancing is performance.
It balances the
What
bandwidth.
what exactly is happening on the 2 network cards when we say load balancing?
It balances the bandwidth. It should equal bandwidth. Make sure that all traffic is like equal to
Divided,
divided
exactly.
and-
That's load balancing. What is failover?
One of the network fails.
Net-
The other one is a redundant, right? It will still take over since the data.
Exactly. So failover is one is active, one is standby. So this is active passive is called failover. Active is called both are active. Both network cards are active. That is called load balancing. In the load balancing, you have both network cards active, and the traffic is being balanced between the two, right? But failover, one is active, one is standby. So standby means it's not doing anything, right? So it is standing by, waiting for the disaster to happen. So, but if they are doing, so they can do any one of those, you can just put them on any one of those configurations the way it suits you. So we're gonna try to, we can have 4 network cards, we can have 8 network cards, we can have 6 network cards. It's not 2 network cards. One of them could be active, just like we had a drive. We did the storage, right? So there was one on standby as well, right? So and that standby connected became automatic right away. So let's just go there to that topic now of NicTeaming.
You know the mounting, right? You were
Yeah.
giving an assignment for mounting. Yesterday I saw
Yeah.
a video. It says that we have to make the volume as a simple volume and then mount. Right? That's
Did
the-
you do that?
Yeah, I did that. And I forgot to send you the.
So it's successfully done, right?
It was successfully done. Yeah, I was able to.
Perfect.
That's the way, right? Like
That's the way.
Yes.
So you also did that? Oh, you also. He was the first one to send. Yeah. Way.
Because I saw the
back.
question.
And Asad also.
I saw the question.
These
in
two
the
guys.
premium file. It said create
In the
a
premium as well?
simple volume to mount the folder.
Hey.
And then I went to the
Good.
my home lab server and then I did
Oh.
it. And it worked.
Perfect. And Miguel also sent. One guy who's not sending. I'm not looking. I'm looking outside, and one guy that's not sending anything. Okay. And one lady is also not sending anything. Yeah. So okay, guys. NicTeaming here. So try to make your notes. These notes will help you. Otherwise, if you're not making notes, you're not taking out anything from the course here, because you cannot watch 4-hour video before the interview. So if you're not creating screenshots, you're at a great loss, man. And you want to learn it the hard way. You will know it the hard way. But try not to do that and work hard now. Okay, guys. So what is NicTeaming? A combination or combining multiple network cards together for performance and redundancy, right? So LBFO, what we were talking about is performance and redundancy, right? So redundancy is the FO or failover factor, and performance is the load balancing factor. So let's just go ahead, NicTeaming solution here, and try to check out. Now you can see here standby versus active. So both network cards are active now, but you can see that both are connected. So this is just one server having 2 network cards, but you have 2 physical switches here, which is good. So even you don't have a SPOF off switch. What did I just say? You don't have a SPOF off switch. What does that mean?
Single point of failure.
Yes, single point of failure. If both of these network cards are connected to one switch, okay, network cards are okay, they are redundant, but if that switch goes down, you were totally dependent on that switch, right? One switch. So now, even on switch level, you don't have any single point of failure as well, right? So if there are 2 switches, then of course, whichever things component they are connecting to, if there are 2s of that component, it's always good. So there is active, there is active standby here, and active standby scenario, you can see that active card is connected to the fast switch and standby card is connected to the slow switch. Suppose you have one fast switch and all others are slow switches. So in that case, if the active goes down temporarily, you can still on standby let the traffic go. It's going to be slower, but you can still it will buy you time to configure an active network card, right? So once it is back up again, you can just fail back to this network card. So these are the strategies here: 2 switches, 2 network cards, 4 network cards. Yeah.
But in case of load balancing, right? For example, if there is a higher bandwidth, right? A lot of user want to access the data, then two switches, the NIC cards will actually share the load, right?
Yes.
So they will use one fast switch, one of them use one fast switch, one of them use one slow switch, then it
Oh.
won't be a balance, right?
So that's why it is being used as an active and passive. So the slow switch one is just on standby. So in this case, only one is being used. In this case here, two are being used.
But still the switch is slow, right?
The switch is slow. This means that network card is not being used at all right now. It will only be used when the first network card goes down. So whenever it goes down, traffic will be slow. And it's not compulsory to have slow switch. I don't know why did they put even that word there. Whatever switches you have, just connect to that. So if you just bought and one go fast switches, just put that. But sometimes they just have extra switch just to buy them some time to fix the first network card. For that reason only. Okay guys, so both network cards used for maximum throughput here for active and standby use when primary fails. So in this case, there is no load balancing going on here. Is that true or false? There is no load balancing going on here.
Question again?
Oh, yeah. So there is no load balancing going on here. True or false?
True.
Yes, no. No load balancing.
The way you said true, now I'm gonna ask reason. Yeah.
No load balancing here.
So there is no load balancing. Is it true or is it false? In this case,
True.
Is it true?
confidence. Yeah, that's it. Now I cannot see through you now. So that's good, guys. Just say with confidence always, especially in the interview. There are chances that interviewer also doesn't know the answer. In that case, he will, oh, okay, good.
No,
So,
sir, you're wrong. If he argues, no, sir, you're wrong. Oh, I might be wrong. Okay, next question.
oh, never say that. If you hurt the ego of an interviewer, whoa, bad scenario. He may have loved you till then. As soon as you questioned his knowledge,
Oh my goodness.
oh, that's it. You lost it already. So, yeah, I always am like, yes, sir, yes, sir. Oh, yes, oh, you're great, sir. Okay. So,
You're the top of the world.
you're top of the world. You looks like, you'll be my boss. I know that. Okay, anyway, so, guys, standby versus active here. Let's go ahead. What is NicTeaming here? So you can see 3 network cards here, and one virtual network card gets created when you combine 3 or 4 network cards into a Windows Server NicTeaming. One virtual network card gets created, and we're going to see that now. And 3 network cards, or 4 network cards, or 6 network cards. We're going to add 4 network cards total, and we're going to create a NicTeaming of that, right? But what happens here? See this? It is being load balanced right now. But in the next diagram, now if one network card goes down, the traffic is automatically redirected to the remaining network cards, right? So it's like this, right? So much fun, right? Cool. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead. So NicTeaming.
Sometimes you're like a kid.
Yeah, I love it, man. No, one guy told me that I teach everyone like they are, grade 1 and grade 2 students. Right? It's okay. Are you there? Right? So he was like, how are you teaching? So I'm like,
Sometimes when you explain, you express like a kid.
so that's a good thing, right? Oh, okay. So I'll still take it as a compliment.
It relieves stress too.
Yes. See, I've done some psychology classes. Okay, anyway. So NicTeaming here from different NicTeaming from different vendors. So NicTeaming used to be a very tough thing. It used to be a very difficult thing to do until Windows 2012 introduced operating system level NicTeaming. So NicTeaming was a feature we obtained through independent hardware vendors such as Broadcom. So did you ever do you know the companies that create network cards?
Yes.
Which ones are those?
Linksys, Gateway,
Linksys, Gateway,
Netgear.
Netgear, network cards?
Netgear, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go to the factory, they have refurbished Netgear.
Netgear network cards. That's and any
Intel.
Intel, exactly. And anyone else?
We don't know the expensive necessarily.
Okay. And Broadcom, nobody mentioned the one that is written there. Okay, so network cards are there, but the vendors used to give their own manual. Hey, you want to NicTeam on a server, and you must on a server. That's the best practice. Just like you must do RAID 1, RAID 5. it's a must thing, right? So NicTeaming is, you will find many administrators not done that, and the reason is they don't know how to do that, right? Or the reason is if it starts troubleshooting, if there is some troubleshooting, they don't feel confidence to actually troubleshoot on the network level because you are effectively disconnected now, and they don't want that situation. But anyway, if you have the NicTeaming, so whichever vendor network cards you bought, you have to go by that manual, their manual, to arrange NicTeaming on that set of network cards. Suppose you got Intel network cards, and then after 2 years, one network card goes down or fails, but that company network card is really hard to get, or if you order, it will take 1 month. So you put an Intel network card with a Broadcom network card. Suppose there are two companies, NicTeaming will not work in that way, right? You must have the same company network cards, same throughput network cards. So this used to be difficult until, so a separate piece of software was installed and you went through a GUI to team your interfaces. Of course, you just have to configure that with that company software only. Sometimes it was easy to do, sometimes it wasn't. Okay, so
See, that's an example.
yes, but it releases stress. Thank you very much for that compliment. So yeah, so otherwise, Windows NicTeaming is this. Windows 2012 is
Now
now
you're a
this.
robot.
Now you're a robot. Okay, I'm a robot. So anyway, Windows 2012 now has NicTeaming built in, which is a very, very cool feature. So NicTeaming is the act of bonding network adapters to form one logical network adapter. That's one logical. Now this is the exact definition that you're going to be saying in the interview. NicTeaming is the act of bonding network adapters to form one logical network adapter. We're going to have one network adapter, we're going to have just one IP address, while in the background we'll be connecting 4 network cards or 5 network cards. So now instead of hard disks, we're going to be adding a lot of network cards now.
Ah.
So we are
network pools? Network pool?
network pool.
Storage pool, like.
Okay, we can add that as well. We can request Microsoft, hey, add that terminology here. But one network card, one IP address. In the background, there are 4 network cards working under one IP address. So we're going to be pinging just one IP address, and we're going to take out one network card. We're going to take out second network card, and we're going to keep on checking how long the ping keeps going with that one adapter. Can it keep on going, or it will just stop? Oh, I'm totally disconnected because you took out one network card out of 4. No, it cannot go out like that, right? If we take 3 network cards out, still it should work on one network card now. But which type of feature we implemented, it depends on that as well.
So this Windows NicTeaming, for example, a server has 5 network cards, like you said, right? And all of them are using one IP, right?
Yeah, there will be one virtual network card automatically created. We'll be dealing with that virtual network card.
Okay.
In the background, virtual network card will be handling all the 5 network cards, physical
What
network
about
cards.
the physical connection, like physically 5 Ethernet?
5 cables,
5 cables will
going to different switches, maybe one switch only. So okay guys, here it provides useful features such as load balancing across individual links and failover. That was the easy part till now. Okay, now the hard part.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry.
What? Oh, okay. So it starts. You can do NicTeaming in 2 configurations: switch dependent mode, switch independent mode. So switch dependent means connecting all network adapters to the same switch, and independent means connecting network adapters to different switches, right? So has anyone till now managed or logged in or connected to a switch, to any switch, manageable switch till now? You have gone through CCNA or
No.
right? Okay, so no one? You're not attending any CCNA class till? Oh yeah, you're in Network Plus, right?
Yeah.
There are no switches there. Well, it's not like that. You don't go inside the switches in Network Plus.
So we just explain theories.
Okay, so yeah, you didn't hear that. So next.
Wow, you sent the video to him?
Very funny. One. We were talking about NicTeaming configuration, load balancing mode. So NicTeaming configuration, we can. There are many ways to configure the network card after you have combined them, grouped them together into NicTeaming. So how to send data outside the computer, the server, and how to receive the data from outside to inside, right? There are many ways to do that. There are some very advanced ways where you must know the router configuration, the switch configuration as well. So you must have done CCNA or minimum CCNP, one of the. So there are 4 papers in CCNP, 1 paper in CCNA. So
Oh, one paper in CCNA?
yeah,
That's good.
it's minimum. You must be CCNA. No, there are types. You can go for CCNA, voice over IP, CCNA security, anyone you can give also. And then the CCNP security, then CCIE security. Just go with one path within the Cisco as well. But minimum CCNA, right? Everyone will be doing that, right?
Yeah.
So minimum CCNA, but yeah, go
Then I
for
will
CCNA.
decide. Once I finish CCNA, I will choose my task.
Yeah.
Is it administration or is it?
Yeah, you can go specific as well, but many CCIEs are, coming back to system administration as well, because in the job market they're saying we don't only need network admin, we need someone who knows Microsoft environment, who knows cloud environment. So it's a combination always. Even if you go to the CCIE level, CCIEs are sitting in VMware. Many CCIEs are there in VMware classes. So yeah, system administration is coming back to that because everything is converting into software now. Okay guys, so NicTeaming configuration here, load balancing mode, address hash, Hyper-V port, dynamic, and then there's teaming mode, switch independent, static teaming, and LACP. Because I psychologically already put a pressure on you that, oh, it's very tough. It's not that tough. It's easy, guys. I'm sure you're going to get it. But I'm going to give you one-liners for everything just to make it simple. But there's a full essay on each and every of these. So, okay. So, address hash. Now, what is it about? This algorithm creates a hash based on components of the packet, and then it assigns packets that have that hash value to one of the available network adapters. This keeps all packets from the same TCP stream on the same network adapter. Hashing alone usually creates balance across the available network adapters. See, so simple. Next one. So
English, please.
yeah, now I'm in English. So what it means is, now let me just create a diagram for that.
Yeah, diagram.
Yep, one diagram with the French fries and Coke. Okay, so one diagram, please. So, so here, let's just go for this server, and we have 2 network cards here, and I don't know why I just love this drawing for network cards. Cute network cards. Okay, so now your stress is more released now. Really, you're more in relief.
Thank you. For 2 days, I'm so stressed. Now you're relieving my stress. I have to.
You do some other tasks as well.
Huh?
You're so stressed today.
Like one of my family member was
Oh,
in the hospital.
I hope he's there okay, right?
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay, good. Okay, guys. So here, 2 network cards or 5 network cards. It's up to you. The main thing is address hash just means that whatever traffic is leaving. So suppose this is most probably you will be putting a network card on a machine that has Hyper-V installed on that. So suppose you have Hyper-V installed on that. So Hyper-V. So it will have different machines here. One machine has Exchange server, which is just responsible for email traffic. One machine has web server, which is just responsible for internet traffic, right? One is file server, which is just doing FTP or file transfer protocol, just transferring of files through SMB, server message block protocol. So there are different types of traffic: email traffic, web, internet traffic, web server traffic, and file server traffic. 3 types of traffic are there, right? So the hash value according to the traffic type will be decided. So if email traffic has, what port does email traffic use? Ports. I think I asked that before as well. Ports you need to know for common ports, right?
Yeah, the POP3 and
Yes. So what's the port number?
25.
Exactly. Port 25. 110 for actually POP3, just incoming email. Port 25 is for incoming, outbound, inbound, outbound both, right? Inbound and outbound. So suppose port 25 traffic is originating from here, this, which is just email traffic. I just put the number 25, this means email traffic, right? And of course, for web server, port 80, right? Port 80 is always internet traffic, right? And FTP, 23. Telnet, Telnet is 21. DNS, 53. Active Directory, 389. These are common ports, and you will be asked in the interview for 1 or 2 ports will be coming there. So Active Directory is connecting through firewall. Yeah, which port is it? That's how they just throw the question at you, and you're like, it's port 21, 389. So it's like, yeah, I'm just looking at.
No, not like this.
Oh.
Well.
Hey, that's good. It's like, oh, looking like that while doing scratch. Oh, that's good. My eyes. Oh wow. Okay, good. Hey, that's good. I didn't knew that before. Thanks. So, guys, because anyway, resuming. So now port 25, port 80, port 23. So if the type of traffic is coming, there will be a hash value created for the type of the traffic that is coming. Anyone can tell me what is a hash value? What is the concept of hash? It's kind of that. It's for security. So what is hash is, so because this word will be used in future courses and topics as well. So suppose I'm just going to give you a very simple example here. There is an email about to be sent by user 1, and user 1 puts an email. There is a security software between user 1 and user 2. User 1 and user 2 both have security software installed, right? So user 1 sends an email, and the email says, hello, how are you? Question mark. Now, the security software creates a hash table against the wording that you used here. So hash table looks like something like that. So something like that, right? Yeah. So it creates a hash table. So now, if you had changed, if somebody has, so the user 1 sends that email. On the internet, that email was hacked, intercepted, and somebody changed the wordings. So instead of hello, are you, can you send me $5,000? So hacker just sent that, and there was an address there, but that was not the original content of the email. As soon as you change the wordings, the hash table will totally change according to the spaces there, according to the extra words there. If there are 2 lines, so the hash table values will change abruptly, right? So according to the placing of the words, number of words, and how many lines were used, a table was created already at the originating email, right? So what happened? Suppose the hacker did not mess this up, right? So it was exactly same email that went to the user 2 here. So when it reaches there, it will create the table again and compare with the originating table. So when the email reaches, the security software will create a hash table of hello, how are you? And that hash table has to be exactly the same as it was created here. This means the email was not messed with. There are no changes in the wordings, in the characters, in the lines. Nothing was changed. So the hash table, originating hash table, and the ending or the destination hash table is exactly the same. If the destination hash table is different, yes, somebody messed it up. Somebody made a little change inside. So that was not the originating table. After it is sent, a table was created and sent. That table should be the exact same as it was originated from, right? So hash table changes, yes, somebody hacked it, right? So if that's the case, hash values are created for whatever information is there. Now, when we go for this here, this value, so address hash uses MAC address. What's the MAC address quickly? MAC address?
The physical address for the NIC cards.
Yeah. So it is, really, you cannot change that, right? MAC address. In a virtual machine, virtual network card, you can change that. but in a physical machine, physical network card, you cannot do that. So MAC address, IP address, port to create hash. So it gathers information of MAC address of a machine, IP address of a machine, port. Port, we already know what ports are we talking about. Port 25 for web server, right? Okay, yeah. So we are all alert. So port 25 for web server, right?
No, mail.
Yeah, exactly. Port 25 for email, 80 for web server, 23 for file transfer, FTP.
80 for web server.
Internet,
Yes.
web server. So yeah, it is. But yeah, we have to remember that, guys. We have to. So what it does is, if you want to regulate the traffic on the network card, a hash value will be created according to the information. So suppose the information is that traffic is about to come from port 25 having a MAC address of this, I don't know, MAC address, and port number is this, and IP address is maybe 192.168.20.30, I don't know. So these three, port number, MAC address, IP address. So according to this address information, so that this is the first day one, the machine was started, and this is the first time machine is about to send a data outside. So it will reach the network card, a hash value will be created, a table will be created against this value, and the network card will recognize, NicTeaming will recognize, oh, this traffic is coming from this server, okay, and today, the first day, I'm sending this traffic to this network card, first network card, and okay, there's a MAC address here as well, there's a IP address here as well, and this is the port number. So a hash value is created for this information as well, which is different from the hash value created for this machine. And they say that, oh, this is the first day, okay, let us send this traffic on this network card. So according to the hash value created because of the information of the machine, the network card will be selected on day one. So the traffic coming from this machine will always be going through this network card. The traffic originating from this machine will always be sent from this network card. So network cards will be decided and load balancing will be done according to the day one hash value created. They will just randomly decide, okay, you're coming from this area, you'll always use this gate. You coming from this area, you'll always use that gate. So it's just like that analogy I'm just using, right? So this is just a way of address hash load balancing. So you decide traffic coming from this source will always use this network card, but the traffic coming from that source will not use the same network card. We are deciding to put it on the second network card. The traffic coming from the third source will use the third network card. The traffic coming from fourth source will use the first network card, then second again, then third again, then first again, second, third, fourth, right? So this is just load balancing and fixing the route for the traffic of the source, right? So for first machine, you're fixing the route on day one. Now it's always going to use this network card, but whenever this is not available, it will be changing the network card to the second one. The main thing is you decided this source will have this network card, this source will have this network card according to the address hash value. Yeah.
Virtual network card.
Yeah. Those are physical network cards. NicTeaming. Yeah. So NicTeaming will decide day one, oh, I receive a traffic from this one. Okay, let's just send this traffic to this physical network card, and the second virtual machine will get the second network card, or third will get the third network card, fourth will get the first network card again, fifth will get the second network card again. So that's how it will divide the traffic according to the address hash value randomly.
And that will never change.
That will only change if the network card goes down, or the traffic is too huge for that network card, that the network card says, whoa, that's it, I can't take any more. So it's going to redirect the traffic stream to the second network card. But first day, it just decides.
So since you said two physical NIC cards, right?
Yeah.
And then one fails, it goes to the other network card.
This is active. All network cards are taking part in that. In active passive, and if there are two network cards, only one network card is there. So if there are two network cards and both can be used, only in this scenario we are dividing the traffic between the two. But in active passive, you just have one working, one not working. So there is no dividing anyway. right?
So, for example, the mail server, the web server is connected to a virtual network adapters, and the virtual network adapter is connected to these.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
So the system will decide which card to.
the NicTeaming will decide that. We're gonna create a NicTeam. You will see that. Yep.
You cannot override that.
No, we can always change that. Always. Anytime we can change the settings. And you're gonna, when you see the NicTeaming interface, there are so many options there. You can choose this option, and then next day you can choose the second option, third option, which we are about to discuss now. So there will be many options. You can change it anytime you want.
So in this case, let's say if you have the three, you have the web server, the mail server, and the file server connected to the two cards.
So
all of a sudden there's more traffic from the web server. So you will split
First it always assigns one network card for the traffic, but if it needs a split, it will always split. But there is always a sharp system administrator always fine tunes a network. So it's never that the first day I've put that configuration, that's it. Suppose it's a best practice as well. Vendor also says this is the best practice, right? But the main thing is you're going to keep on changing the values according to the performance it is giving. So it's always fine tuning, but fine tuning comes with the experience and in-depth knowledge of the technology. Then you fine tune, and it really gives you correct results after you fine tuning. And sometimes fine tuning gives you very bad results as well. So fine tune again. So keep fine tuning. But the thing is that if traffic grows, then you can change to another option which is coming now. That if you choose that option, it's gonna help you automatically fine tune or automatically change the network adapters as the traffic grows. When the traffic goes less, again it goes to the same adapter again. When it grows again, it just changes the network adapter, which is just sitting doing nothing, right? So normally there are 4 network adapters. It's always beneficial to have 3 or 4 network adapters. Then you can really play with the features. Otherwise, 2 network adapters, you don't have much options there, right? So, okay, that's address hash. Then there is Hyper-V switch port. This is also very easy to understand, that it's also going to, in cases where virtual machines have independent media access control or MAC addresses, the MAC address of the virtual machine can provide the basis for dividing traffic. Now this is Hyper-V switch port again. So guys, I gave you an example of address hash with Hyper-V in mind. Address hash can also work, just the address hash if I talk about, address hash can also work with just one physical server having an operating system here, OS, and application here. That's it, one physical server. It can also work with that as well, right? So, and one application having a traffic or different applications having a traffic. If there's one application having a traffic, there's not much to think here. You just put a NicTeaming there, and there is no different type of traffic, so it knows that one type of traffic is coming. Maybe this is just an exchange server, so it's only port 25 traffic is coming there, right? So in that case, you don't have much to choose here. So you have 2 network cards, just put both active or just put one active, one passive. It's up to you, right? It's not that complicated setup if you have just one operating system installed and one application installed. But if you have multiple, then it works this way, right? So there are both scenarios. But Hyper-V switch port here, so there is an advantage in using this scheme in virtualization. So because the adjacent switch can determine that specific source MAC address are only on one connected network adapter. So the switch will balance the egress load and ingress. Okay, so now back from the Greek here, and there's no Chinese here, right? So okay, back from Chinese, because in George Brown there are Chinese students more, and so one day I said Chinese, and one student was, "Are you making fun of my language?" So then he said, "No, I was also kidding."
They will say,
Okay. So, however, this mode might not be specific enough to get a well balanced. I'm just gonna read that, then I'm gonna translate in English,
Okay.
right? So, okay.
I will sleep.
Oh.
Wake me up.
I'll wake you up. So, but I hope nobody snores here. One Humber College student, he used to sleep, and as soon as eyes close, he would start snoring right away, and his snoring was naturally loud. So it was like, whoa, first day everyone was thinking, where is the sound coming from? Then on the back, there was a snoring student. So, but it was Saturday evening anyway. So yeah, the poor guy deserved it. So let's just go ahead. Hyper-V switch port, in cases where virtual machines have independent media access control, MAC address. So the MAC address of the virtual machine can provide the basis for dividing traffic. This one sentence says it all. Can you grab the meaning right away? This selected statement. According to the MAC address, traffic will be divided. This says it all. Can you explain me in your own words now? It's very kind of.
Machines MAC will decide the traffic before them.
Bingo. That's it. After that, it says blah 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 blah. But it says in one line, according to the MAC address, it will divide the traffic. MAC addresses are always different. They cannot be similar, of course. So virtual machine having one MAC address, okay, you always use this network card. You second, use this network card. Second network card. You third network card. Then fourth, first network card. Fifth, second network card, and so on. They will keep on dividing. But just on MAC address, not on address hash. Address hash takes more information, creates its own hash value or hash table, and then decides, right? So address hash is more complicated and all kinds of traffic. There could be many ports open in one virtual machine. There could be there could be 2 or 3 IP addresses given on one virtual machine. MAC address is always one. So address hash is more complicated, but MAC address Hyper-V switch port, it's only MAC address based. MAC address of this machine is this, first network card, go there. Second network card. Third network card. Fourth, first network card.
And Hyper-V decides that?
Yeah, so it's still NicTeaming that decides that, but it if you select the option, so when we are installing NicTeaming, you will see this option now. When we are installing NicTeaming, if you select Hyper-V switch, it better be that computer which has Hyper-V installed on it, right? So there will be an option when we in the wizard when we are installing NicTeaming. Do you want Hyper-V switch mode? Do you want address hash mode? Do you want this mode? So it's your decision what you take. If it's Hyper-V machine, better take the Hyper-V switch port which is designed for NicTeaming to work with virtualization.
Are we going to do this lab too, or the pre-teaching?
This lab, the lab is not that long, but the explanation is long because it is so critical. If network card goes down, the whole thing goes down. Whole communication is down. All 500 users are disconnected just because of network card, right? So that's why they put a lot of information there, because that is kind of a SPOF, single point of failure. That one goes down, machines are good, perfect, but network card is not there, so that's why it's a little complicated to. There are many ways to implement the NicTeaming there. So Hyper-V switch port, MAC address based communication, and divide the traffic according to the MAC address. This one
So the
thing
main
says it all.
concept is, this is so important because if this network fails, then even if you have a backup, it doesn't.
Even everything else is perfect. Network is not there.
Yeah.
So 500 to 1,000 or 5,000 users connected to separate virtual machines. They're not connected
It's
at all
more
now.
important than creating storage pool, like
Exactly.
and
They all have their importance, but this is the main
More
traffic. Yeah, this is the main road coming.
okay.
That road is blocked, the whole city is disconnected.
Right.
The analogy. So
Will this also apply to VMware?
this only, it is Microsoft technology, so it will just go for Hyper-V. In VMware, NicTeaming is there as well. They have their own concept, they have their own working of. When we add 2 network cards, automatically it NicTeams there in VMware. We're gonna do VMware course, so I hope we remember this. So, but we're in Hyper-V, we're gonna take a lot of tough labs in 7412, which will be very useful for the job, right? So we're gonna really do some crashing, serious crashing there. So right now, this is just for Hyper-V. VMware has its own concepts of doing it, but these features, address hash, VMware will have some other name for that. So some of those features will be there, but with different names, other names. So vMotion in VMware is there, and it is called here live migration. The concept is exactly the same. Okay guys, then Hyper-V switch port here, we can see that each VM is routed out the same network card. So one virtual machine will be one network card, second will be second network card, third will be third network card, if there's third network card, otherwise third will be first network card again, fourth will be second network card again. So this is how it is decided on day one that what happens there, right? So dynamic. Now this is one more terminology here used, which is called TCP stream or network stream. Network stream. And you can see the diagram here. There is one line connecting to this, and that line changes to this as soon as this line has a lot of traffic now. So this second line, so this is called network stream. So what does dynamic do? And we're going to use the dynamic one. So this mode requires configuration on the switch and the, oh, sorry, we're not going to use dynamic one. So this mode requires configuration on the switch and the computer to identify which links from the team. Because this is a statically configured solution, no additional protocol assists the switch and the computer to identify incorrectly plugged cables or other errors that would cause the team to fail. Yeah, I'm also yawning now. So this mode is typically supported by server class switches. So when you see the term server class switches, you must be a switch expert. You must be at least CCNP. Here you need to configure the switch as well for this technology to basically work. You have to configure some of the switch configurations as well. Generic or static teaming here. So what happens here is that network stream, so there's suppose 3 virtual machines inside, or there are 2, suppose there's a print server and there is a file server on the same server. Maybe there's a web server on the same server as well. You can install 3 different applications here as well, right? In one physical server as well. So if you forget that it is not a virtual environment, in the physical environment also you can just put 3 applications. So 3 different traffic: web server, FTP, and print server. Print server uses what port? Okay, we're going to talk about next topic is printers. So printing is done through, hey, I need to Google that because it never came in the interview, never came in the exam. Printing ports are different, but we're going to Google that. Anyway, so what happens here? There's one application is sending this network stream. So this application is FTP. On the same server, you install web server. So there's another traffic coming from port 80. Then the third one is printing. There's another traffic coming from that printing service. So what happens is if there are 2 network streams connected to one network card, all of a sudden the traffic increases on that same network card. So automatically NicTeam will change the network stream from the first network card to the second network card. So the traffic coming from one of the applications which was connected to first network card, that traffic will be redirected to the second network card here, right? So this network streams, this is how network streams are regulated by the NicTeaming itself. Okay, so if I do that, then I will start hearing snores, right? But anyway, so let's just go ahead and no, I'm not saying that who is like red eyes and but yeah, if I was sitting there and somebody was here, I would be like okay, yeah, I will, yes.
Oh, it's hard to sleep in your class.
Oh, thanks, that's a compliment, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
So the Saturday night class, Saturday evening class, that's a tough one. And they say, oh, we are all awake. So then I say, okay, good. Because Saturday evening, they are like dead tired from the whole weekend.
Even some classes, for example, on the day network class.
Okay, it's
I was first row.
okay, guys.
In the morning.
Oh, okay. With coffee? Okay. So, yeah, guys. So dynamic here, only available on Windows 2012 R2. Can reallocate network streams as required. Reallocate network streams is one thing you need to understand. Inbound traffic works the same as Hyper-V switch port. So inbound traffic means the traffic is leaving from our computer to the outside, right? Okay. Okay. There are more terminologies coming now. Okay, so Okay, guys, so let's just go ahead. This is dynamic, and network streams can be changed from one. So this is the traffic coming from one particular type of traffic application. Now you can see here a real redundant network. Ta-ta-da. So switch independent. That's what we're gonna do. So it does not require any switch configuration. So first, you don't have to do CCNA for that, right? But still do CCNA, even if you don't have to do, right? So can use one or more multiple switches. That's very good if you can afford that kind of switches. If this one server is really critical, you better put each network card separate switch. That's very good. But now you have a SPOF here in the one switch. That switch goes down, you have no network, right? So when you're doing NicTeaming, if you're putting so many network cards, go for different switches as well. It's you as a system administrator who will decide what level of redundancy, on which levels, on which components you need redundancy. So sometimes there are two servers. Each server has two network cards. Each server has four hard disks, all RAID. So there are twos of hard disks. There are two servers as well offering one application. Each server has four network cards, and each network card is connected to four switches. So you have twos and threes of everything. So if any component fails at any level, you are prepared. It is highly available solution because you've put all the tools for every component, every critical component, right? So that's how good smart administrators are identified, that they, for critical applications, you can try to put twos of all components where there's just one component. Yeah, minimum twos. So whatever company can afford, and the smart administrator is who saves his company's money. That's the administrator that company loves. But some smart administrators they are still smart. They make company pay because he's providing or she's providing high availability. And for long term, the company then appreciates that you prepared us for disasters way back, and now disaster happened and we're good. So then they appreciate as well, both ways. Okay, guys. So let's just go ahead and so switch independent. That's what we're going to use because we don't have a physical switch. So let's go ahead. Static teaming. Okay. So ports of the switch need to be configured. Now you need to be CCNP or CCNA for that. Well, CCNP. So static teaming. Microsoft is just telling that our NicTeaming can work in any type of environment with any type of services and features that you throw at us. So Cisco has so many features, so many advanced features of regulating the traffic, making the traffic highly available. So Microsoft says, hey Cisco, my NicTeaming can support all what you're throwing at us, all what you're offering us. We can work with your switches or UI switches or Juniper switches with any feature. These are the main features there. LACP that is upcoming now, and ports of the switch need to be configured. Cables need to be plugged into correct ports. So you have to configure the ports. On the port level, you're going to be doing configurations. You can create VLANs, right? What's a VLAN?
Virtual LAN. You assign one switch like individual networks. I mean, like separate networks on one switch.
Exactly. So for 20 machines, 16 machines are there. So 8 machines on the same switch cannot communicate with the rest of the 8 machines on the same switch. You can create VLANs or virtual LAN within the same switch, right?
This is not a right way of in this scenario, right? NicTeaming.
No, VLAN has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying that ports could be configured, and VLAN is one of the other feature that configures the ports. On the port level, you can do configuration. But here, yes, you have to configure each port that is connected to the network card for the packets to be divided. So packet level division is what? One packet goes to one network card, second packet goes to the second network card. So there's one email, maybe there are 10,000 packets in that email. One email just going, right? So all packets will be, the portions of emails will be divided between the two network cards. It will go down to that kind of load balancing, right? So all packets will be divided one after the only one switch can be used. Some vendors can combine switches together, allows incoming packet to packet balancing. So that's really in-depth balancing. It's like really totally divided data. Equal amount of data is going on packet level to 2 network cards or 4 network cards or 10 network cards, right? But you have to do, configure the ports inside the manageable switch as well for that. So that's why you can't escape from doing CCNA. Two students there I've seen that they actually did not do even CCNA, and I was kept on. Now they're looking for jobs and they're saying, "Oh, I cannot find it." Okay, so anyway, you cannot skip networking, right? Go for those as well. The more subjects you choose, the better job chances you have. Anyway, so LACP, Link Aggregation Control Protocol. This is especially in Cisco, and you will see that term used a lot there, especially in CCNP level. So Link Aggregation Control Protocol creates a single incoming pipe from multiple ports. Switches need to be configured. So again, you need to be on the CCNP side or Cisco side as well, or Juniper, or whichever switches companies have. Suppose you are Cisco expert and companies have Juniper, so of course they will not hire you. Okay. Or you need to be on expert on Juniper as well. So anyway, dynamic teaming here. So IEEE 802.1 AX uses the link aggregation protocol to dynamically identify links between the computer and a specific switch. This enables the automatic creation of a team. In theory, the expansion and reduction of a team simply by the transmission or receipt of LACP from the peer network adapter. So, but most switches require manual administration to enable LACP on the port. So now in English, link aggregation protocol, it combines the different links to create one incoming pipe from multiple ports. So different links are combined into one big tunnel of traffic that goes to the server side. On the server, then the traffic is divided equally among the network cards. So that's what it's saying. All the links are combined, and the traffic is combined into one big source of traffic, and then it goes to the network cards, and then it is divided. What is the benefit of LACP? The data is sent fast, and it is reliably sent when you combine the multiple ports and when you configure the multiple ports and create one incoming pipe or tunnel of data coming. So it is more reliable, it is much faster that it goes there, and it is less chances are there for its losing the data in any way, right? So LACP just combines the powers of the ports and just push the data faster and more reliably, right? But this you really need to understand with the help of Cisco, what Cisco says about LACP and what Microsoft says. Hey, but Microsoft says, hey, if you have Cisco or Juniper routers and you want to configure LACP, our NicTeaming supports that too. That's a message from Microsoft, right? So good luck doing CCNP and trying to configure this. Okay, so let's just go ahead and now it's a recap. When I say recap on this topic, many of the faces are like smiling. There's that natural smile coming. Oh, we got rid of this. Ugh. Okay, anyway, so there's incoming traffic related technologies here, features. And if I go for the next one, outgoing traffic related features here. So if we go back to incoming traffic related features, so there is whatever we discussed is switch independent, static teaming, or LACP. Whenever you see incoming traffic, of course it is coming from the switch, and it says you must be a switch expert for that. So it's coming from the switch. You need to configure a lot of things in the switch as well. Those protocols and features should be configured properly on the switch as well. Then a NicTeaming can give you the benefit of those advanced features are offering from the switch. So switch independent, incoming traffic comes through one card unless virtual machines are in use. Need to use Hyper-V port or dynamic. Supports standby adapters. And then static teaming or LACP requires hardware support and incoming traffic controlled by switch. So incoming traffic, you have to work on the switch as well. Outgoing is this: address hash, Hyper-V port, dynamic, right? These are outgoing traffic features. So address hash, as we say, divides traffic by IP address, port, and Hyper-V port divides traffic based on virtual machine MAC address. It did not mention the MAC address. Dynamic includes features of other two balancing modes, these two, address hash and Hyper-V port. can move network streams between network cards. We talked about network streams, right? Windows 2012 R2 only. So in R2, it introduces these new features, right? That's a scratch or a question?
Scratch.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Demo time. Oh, okay, yeah. I was just celebrating that it is ending. I'm like, okay. So we are adding 3 network cards, right? And let's create NicTeam on these 3 NICs. Select the dynamic standby, and select third NIC for standby as well. So we're going to use dynamic. You're going to see the wizard now of NicTeaming, and you're going to see all the features that we just discussed now. So let's give it a static IP from the other machine. Ping this IP with -T. What is -T in a ping? What does it do? When you ping IP address -T, it does what?
No tracking.
Terminate or trace.
Oh, okay, we didn't do that. Oh, so hey, Network Plus, -T, come on, guys. -T just when you. Oh, it's not his fault. Okay, so
Yeah, we don't block.
I really need to edit this video today. -T is that it continuously pings. Did anyone say that? No. It continuously pings. Unless you stop it, it's gonna keep on pinging, right? So yeah, so maybe in Cisco classes you will be doing that, or you must have done that, whoever has attended those. So we're gonna ping -T, that IP that we create. Now disable one NIC and check if the standby NIC becomes active. This is just like one standby disk became active. Now we're gonna check with the network card as well. One standby NIC becomes active or not. And there is disruption in the ping on the other machine or not. So disable second NIC as well and see if the ping is still going smooth. So we're gonna start taking out. This is not like RAID that you can only lose one disk. It's even if it is last network card standing, right? Oh, okay. Last man standing, right? Oh, okay. So even if the last network card is there, it's gonna keep on sending the traffic. If you have 10 network cards and you took out 9, it's gonna still keep on working. It's not like RAID.
But it will be slow. The traffic will be
Yes,
slow.
the traffic of 9 network cards will be all on one. So yeah, this will be just a matter of time before he says, "Whoa, that's it. I give up. I did not sign up for this or something." Okay. So anyway, now try to change the NIC Steam. Steam. What's the Steam doing here? Yeah, NIC Team. Okay.
Because of the 9 network card is out, the one of the network card is Steam.
Steam. That's a good one. It's Steam.
So we reduce the Steam in the setting.
That's a good one. And NicTeam settings and see how long it takes for the NICs to become active again. So okay, guys.
Once we get rid of the Steam, then we will wait and see how long it gets.
Yeah, actually, now we have all the course of action explained here. So guys, first we add 3 network cards. Second thing, we configure NicTeam. Third thing, we go to another server and start pinging continuously. Then fourth thing is we take out first network card and check what happened. What are the errors, pinging stopped or not, and then we're going to take out second network card and keep on seeing that. And the last network card is just, if we don't. So let's not take out the last network card. So okay guys, let's just go there and go where?
Server 2?
Server, okay, one thing here, is server 2 having Hyper-V?
Yes.
Oh, that's not good.
Why?
Hey, you're not supposed to leave now. Yeah, he told me. Oh, it's okay. So, okay. That's fine. So, yeah, let's just, so on last day of the class, most probably, in many of the classes I've seen, last day is just one student sitting or 2 students sitting only on last day.
Last day of the class means like on 4 days?
On a majority of the courses. Whenever say, next class is the last day, that's it. They just say, okay, we're not coming now. So, and that's one of the most important days. That we review everything, we refresh the concepts, and we talk about exam as well. So, okay guys.
Planning not to come. No,
Really?
I will come.
No, it will be a surprise last day.
Make sure you.
Yeah, put a lot of.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We will bring biryani on that day.
Serious.
Still he can.
So brutal.
Still he can.
Dude.
But you, if you want a student, you have to sacrifice something for you.
Yeah, right. Huh. Okay, guys. So, when server 2 is a Hyper-V or not?
Yeah.
It is? Oh, then NicTeaming will not work.
Why?
Hyper-V virtual switch takes over the network card. So, NicTeaming, we are connecting network cards together, right? So, on Hyper-V, the way we have configured it, it's not going to work with NicTeaming.
Can we install Hyper-V on server 1?
Uninstall?
No. Install server 1 Hyper-V.
So, we're going to just configure NicTeaming on server 1.
Yeah,
And we're going to use server 2 to just ping, or Windows 8 to ping. Do you have Windows 8 as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to server 1 here, guys. And here, let's just add 3 network cards, first of all. So right click server 1, go to settings.
Before that, can we take a snapshot first?
Oh yes, that's a very good idea. Right click, we're about to mess it up. So take a snapshot, guys. Right click server 1, snapshot, take snapshot. Right click server 1, take snapshot. And then here, just before installing NicTeaming, NicTeam, that's all. So before installing NicTeam, so take snapshot. Okay, so right click here, and now we're gonna add 3 network cards, or let's just see, we already have 1 network card, so we have 3 more, total 4. So 3 more network cards. So right click, and what? Still happening here, because oh, okay, now settings is available. So if the settings is available, server 1, right click, settings. Are we there? Alright. So server 1, right click, settings, and there is 1 network card already here, so we're just gonna add 3 more. So click add.
Oh, I think we used the process one. I decided of making 8, so I should remove this one.
No. So do you see this?
Yeah, I have this one and
We have
another one.
If VMNet 8 is there, remove that. We don't need VMNet 8, but we need the first one.
Did you remove VMNet 8 on the last one?
No, I never keep it there. I always remove it right after using it and the use is done.
Why
So-
did we add VMNet 8?
No, VMNet 8 for internet, right?
Yeah, but before, you know, at the starting we were not added. We didn't have 2 adapters. We had
Oh.
only 1, but we were changing the VMNet numbers, right?
For activation, maybe we need it for activation. But some removed the VMNet 8, some did not remove. So it's okay if you have it now, doesn't matter. Just remove it now. So now we don't have VMNet 8, and we're gonna add 3 more network cards, and they will all be VMNet 10. Although if you still have VMNet 8, if you change it to VMNet 10, that's okay. Then you just add 2 more. Anyway, if it's gone, so it's too late.
Totally 3?
Yeah. So total are 4.
4.
1 network card is already there, VMNet 10. So let's click add, and then if you see the credentials there, click no. If you see the username password screen, click no, and type the select the network adapter. Select the network adapter. Everyone there? Yeah. Okay. And next, and custom VMNet 10. So all are the same VMNet. Doesn't you did that? You can see the board as well. Yep. So are you on this screen? Are you in this screen? Okay. Just click add, and you will reach this screen. Oh, okay. Okay. Next, and VMNet 10, finito, 1, then 2, then next, and then custom, and then VMNet 10, 2, and then I need 1 more. Okay. Add, adapter, next, custom, VMNet 10, and that's it.
Okay.
So we are 4, right? So see this, you should have 4 network adapters here. So do you see according to the board? Just like the board you have?
Make sure this one is also VMNet
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Guys, make sure that it is VMNet 10, right? So it should look like this now, right? It should look like this, right? VMNet 10. Okay, guys. So let's press OK, and yeah, it's okay. No, it's gonna work. Oh, thank God. Man, I thought I lost it. So, okay, so we're done. Let's just quickly install the NicTeaming. How do we install NicTeaming? Where to go and do that? Close, close, close. So on server 1, let's go to local server. And do you see NicTeaming there in the local server on server 1? Yeah. So NicTeaming is disabled right now. Anyone see saw? So local server, NicTeaming. Yeah.
Network adapter on server 1.
Yes. Yes. That's it, right?
Yeah, but
Yep. So local server and NicTeaming disabled, right? So click the disable button. And now we're gonna enable it. So everyone has clicked the disable button? Okay. Is it yes yet now? So local server, go to local server. And then do you see NicTeaming like this? Here? Disable. So click that. Did you click that? Okay. So now this window everyone should be seeing now. So there is that servers, yeah, server 1, and you see here teams. And on the right side you see the 4 network cards here, right? So let's go for teams and go to the tasks here, and do you see new team here? Anyone saw that? New team?
Yes.
All right. So
new team,
so go down here
yeah,
and do you see teams and new team. So click that.
new team, but it's great color.
New team is also grayed out.
Is it add to new team, add to select
Not there
or
on top of it.
The team.
Just maximize
It
this.
should be on here,
No,
right? On
no,
team.
Here.
Left under team.
There's a lot of teams, huh?
Yeah, and it's a good teamwork. So okay, so okay. New team, and then now you should see this team name. So team name. Suppose these network cards are on a computer that is from the sales department, that has an application for sales department. So sales Nick team. We can just put any name here. Actually, it's not small letters. Nick is always network interface card. So first we check that it's a what's the name. Then we go for additional properties here. But before that, of course, we need to select the team network card. So Ethernet 1, Ethernet 2, and Ethernet 3. We're selecting all 3. And then you can see additional properties here. So now just expand the additional properties. So we have all selected 3 network cards. Do not select Ethernet 0. Go for 1, 2, and 3. Right? And additional properties, do you see switch independent? And you can see static team, switch independent for teaming mode, and LACP. So we're going to go for switch independent. Why are we going for switch independent? Why are we going for switch independent?
It should work. Yeah,
Well, that could be one of the reasons, but that's not the main reason right now in our private environment. Why are we going for switch independent? We can go for static teaming, or we can go for LACP as well, right?
We have to configure the switch.
Yes, we don't have a physical switch to configure for us right now. So we are pretending, or if we had a physical switch but it is not manageable, or you don't want to configure the switch at all. Switch is there, you don't want to go inside and configure advanced features. So you go for switch independent. Otherwise, LACP you have to configure. For static teaming, there are 2 extra features that you have to configure there on the switch. Switch independent, you don't have to mess with the switch at all. Physical switch, right? So then there is load balancing mode, dynamic, address hash, Hyper-V port. So we can go for any one of those. If it was a Hyper-V machine, Hyper-V port, address hash. If you just want to have specific, load balancing starting now, or we're going to go for dynamic, which is the default one. It will just dynamically or automatically select the network cards according to NicTeaming vectors or algorithms. So standby adapter, now none, all adapters are active, but no, we want one of them to be a standby. So let's go for Ethernet 3 as a standby. I hope it works smooth. Sometimes this does not work as expected. For some and for others it will work fine. So good luck with that. It's the application itself. I hope they have improved it in R2. So primary team interface, sales NicTeam here, default VLAN. So we have three switches, three network cards here, and switch independent, dynamic, and Ethernet 3 is our standby switch. So load balancing will still be done on Ethernet 1 and 2, but 1 is just on standby, sitting or waiting for a disaster to happen, right? So let's go and press OK now. Okay, so if you see on the right side, these all must be green. If they're not, and they're gonna get green after some few seconds. While they are, we leave it there to go green because they are still detecting the environment and trying to study the environment. And sometimes some of the students, one of the cards never get green, and majority of the students get it. Do you have all the green? Okay, so guys, do you see up there any refresh option here? Right click. So if I go to, see NicTeaming, I got all green now. I did not refresh, but by that time it got green. It has nothing to do with SSD. Hey, now what, huh? That he does not have SSD.
Okay, it's changing. Second one is
Yeah,
changing.
so we're not supposed to do anything. It just changes directly or automatically. We don't have to do anything from our side. Okay guys, while this is created, we need to check what happened on the network card area, right? So okay guys, minimize this one, minimize the NicTeaming page here. So everyone is minimized. So minimize this. We don't have to do anything here, right? Let it just do it itself or understand the environment. Let's go to server manager here, go to local server here, and then do you see on the right side Ethernet 0? Click that, Ethernet 0. And you should be seeing this area now. So there is a virtual network adapter that got created, which is called sales NicTeam. That is the NicTeaming we configured. It created an extra network card, which is a virtual network card, and this network card is the boss of Ethernet 1, 2, and 3. This network card is controlling everything within Ethernet 1, 2, and 3. So guys, let's just check inside the network cards. First of all, Ethernet 0, which is not taking part in the NicTeaming, right? So let's go to Ethernet 0. So double click Ethernet 0 here and go to properties here in Ethernet 0. And you can see, first of all these are selected here. If you go to IPv4 here, IPv4, you have your IP address here as well, 200.1. So everyone sees that, right? So you can see this, all options are selected here, client for Microsoft Networks, file and printing. So let's cancel out from Ethernet 0. Let's go to Ethernet 1. Ethernet 1, go to properties again. You will see that it is being controlled by Microsoft Network Adapter Multiplexer Protocol. Just select that, don't uncheck it. If you select that like this, then you see the description provides a platform for network adapter, load balancing, and failover. This,
It's okay, right? I have given it 2, 3, and 4.
which is okay, yep, doesn't matter. So guys, this is what you will see. If this adapter is only selected with this option, this means it is being controlled by a virtual NicTeam adapter right now, right? So this is, if I cancel out from here, let's quickly cancel out, don't change anything here. Ethernet 2 and 3, quickly see that as well. Properties, yes, it is being controlled by NicTeaming adapter. If I go for Ethernet 3 as well, properties, yes, it is being controlled by the virtual network adapter of NicTeaming. So these all options will not be selected. Only one new option which is added because of NicTeaming will be selected. This means it is being controlled by other network card. So now let's go to the boss, the NicTeaming virtual network card here, right? So double click that and properties. You can see it looks like a normal network card here, right? So uncheck V6 and double click V4. This is the card we're going to be talking to, and this card will talk on behalf of all the other 3 network cards in the back, right? So let's go to IPv4 here, Internet Protocol version 4, and then use the following address. And what IP have we not used yet? 4, 5 maybe? 192.168.200.5. And the same gateway and preferred DNS. 50 is the gateway, and preferred DNS is 1. Okay, let's press OK, and that's it. 200.5 is there, right? Press OK. Multiple default gateways are intended to provide redundancy to a single network, such as an intranet or the internet. This will not function properly when the gateways are on 2 separate disjoint networks, such as one on your intranet and one on the internet. Do you want to save? Yes, it is safe because it's on the same network. These are not on different networks here, so we're good. So press OK here. Now this is a network card that is representing, or this is working on behalf of Ethernet 1, 2 and 3. So we're going to deal with this network card. We have given the IP address to this network card. Now let's go to server 2 because we're on server 1 now, right? So from server 2 we're going to ping -t the IP that we just gave to this network card, and the IP is 200.5. So let's go to server 2, open command prompt. Server 2 or Windows 8, doesn't matter. So we just need to initiate a ping from a connected server. So just open command prompt here. Command open. So ping 192.168.200.5 -t. So press enter. Now it's gonna continuously ping, and we can only stop it by putting Control C, and it's gonna stop. Or so this means yes, we have full communication going on here. Any traffic moving in and out from there is moving in and out actually. So until we start removing the network cards, right? So traffic is moving fine and we have no problem here. So if you have done that, ping -t now, ping IP address and -t space -t. So if it is happening, let's start doing those experimentations. And server 1, let's go to server 1. Now, do you still have the NicTeaming page open? So NicTeaming page is there. This is the icon for the NicTeaming page. The server with 2 network cards. So click that, and that page is still there. And I can just expand the page now. So this is the page, and on the right side you can see the 3 active. Are these green for everyone? So only Raj is the lucky one here. Asad, is it green? All?
Yeah.
Okay. Green? So, oh, come on, Raj.
Come in.
No. It's not that. It's not the thing that it's not there. I trust you. It is red. The thing is,
No, I'm asking
why?
you to troubleshoot, sir.
Oh, troubleshoot. Yeah. No, I was saying that because we did it so many times, and my hair got white because of that. So the thing is, okay, that's just an extra thing. When I was 20, it was still white. Okay, so
Now you're 60?
now I'm 21, but it was still no, I'm just not 21. Hey, guess what age? Guess. Okay, so this will be a quiz. You're guessing?
No.
Okay, so huh?
39. I'm thinking 40. 40 to 45.
Wow, bullseye. Good. I'm not saying that. Okay, it's 41 now.
You look 45, but you act like
22.
15 to 20.
Ah, okay, I'll take it as a compliment. Okay, guys. So, or I don't do that. So, so guys, here.
I will bring you a lollipop.
Oh, really? I love it. Okay, so yeah. Let's just. Oh, don't bring it. I don't. Actually, I don't. So, because I know you will bring it as well. So guys, here active. Which one should we take out to experiment correctly? What are our deductions here? Standby should become active. That's the first deduction, right? That's first we're expecting. So we should take out either 1 or 2. So be careful there. Let's go to the server 1, right click, settings. Okay, which one? Be careful guys. Which one? So it shows 2, 3 and 4. Of course 4th will be the standby one, the last one we're assuming. So 2 or 3, any one of those, right? So if I go for 3 here, and 3 and remove, so it's down, right? It's gone. So I'm just clicking remove to the network adapter 3. I hope everyone has the same count. It's gone. So press OK here, and oops, yeah, it says faulted, not found, and yes, standby becomes active.
Which one you want us to do? Which one you want?
Hey, welcome back, man. Okay.
For me, it's confusing here. For me, it's
Why?
like,
Is it not showing 2, 3, 4?
oh yeah, it's saying 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, 4 I think, because 5 is the last one, right?
Yeah.
Which we put as standby. So 4, yeah.
4. Okay.
So now standby should become active, and it did. Oh wow. Okay. So I just have 2, and the standby is no longer standby. It is active. So first thing is perfect. That standby works perfectly, right? Just like the hard disk standby was working perfectly, it became activated. Network card also became activated.
Yeah, everything got faulted.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You know what? In that case, I would just delete the NicTeaming and just create the another one. So, but it happens to 1 or 2 students, and today you're the lucky one. Okay, guys, what happened to the ping, huh?
The ping stopped.
Huh? No way. Really?
And my both
See,
cards are
it's working.
faulted.
Oh, which one did you take out? So you have 2, 3, 4 or 4, 3, 5 or whatever.
2, 3, 4.
So you take out what? Which one? 2, 3, 4. Because my ping is perfect. And ping is okay, guys? Okay, so this line is okay. Oh, Miguel, your
Yeah,
ping is okay. Tarun and Raj. So there are 2 lucky ones here. So guys, no, it's not something you did. It's this application itself. Because it is supposed to work perfectly. It's not something we did. The application is kind of that. In a production environment, if I'm doing that, I would just delete this. I would just recreate that other one. But if it is basically not showing us results, it could be that there is some corruption in our server. Maybe there's some conflict with something else. We could have troubleshooted that in production environment. But if it gives me error on the start in the production environment, I would delete the whole thing. I will just recreate it again. But
So
if it does it again,
we have to
then
remove the,
it's
network
unreliable.
adapters. We have to remove the
No,
network adapter
network adapters are okay.
settings.
Network adapters are okay.
Okay.
But the NicTeaming itself,
NicTeaming.
you can delete that. Right click and delete. Right? So first network adapter gone, and ping is fine. So let's take out the second network adapter now, which is I took out the third one because I wanted to see the standby one becoming active, which is okay. Now I'm just gonna go for 4th one, and I'm just gonna delete that as well. Right click, which is now both active, so at least one should be active. It should not just take down the whole thing, right? Well, should not. So 4th and remove. Last one, 4th, remove. Press OK. Okay, please work. At this time, we can officially scream and panic. It's okay. Oh, okay, it's gone. And yeah, the first one, only one is remaining now. It's perfect. So we are, it's perfect when we see the ping here. See this? A little disruption here in the packets. Just a little, milliseconds. 354 milliseconds. And then, again, data is still moving. So we're still moving fine. Did you remove that, Miguel?
Yes.
And it is okay. Ping is okay, right? Nasreen, ping is okay. Asan, ping is okay. Ouch.
It gave an error. Virtual switch backs external magically.
Oh. For the removal of the 4th one,
Yeah.
and you still had one intact.
Yeah, now the one which I have intact, it's doing URL.
Oh.
I think it's because of the
You know, the one remaining should just work fine. But did you? So guys, we can just go to the that network setting. See this one, where we were before. Just looking at the network adapters. Is the virtual switch still intact or is it gone already? I have still one network card working now. So if I refresh here, wow. So only Ethernet 1 and the virtual switch is still there.
also
Just-
the Ethernet 0, 1 in the team.
Oh, you put 0 in the team as well?
No.
Okay.
Separate.
So you just have 0 and no other switch.
I have Ethernet 2 and
0.
18.
And the NIC team, okay. So you should be having 3 switches,
Yeah,
right?
3.
You have 3 switches. So NIC team is not working. So ping is not working now.
Ping is not working.
Ouch, the data is
Now it's
effective.
working.
Oh, okay.
It's going to the other one, not to the other server.
Oh, you're pinging to the other server.
It does it automatically.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it is not pinging to the sales NIC team.
No.
Oh, then it's the data is effectively down,
Yeah.
gone.
Within the
But
identity thing, can you change the IP?
Why this NicTeaming, it will work on the server too, the multiple
oh yeah,
VM.
you know, we have to, because it's a virtual switch, we have to have separate 3 network adapters there. Then we have to go inside the Hyper-V and redirect our traffic of virtual switches to those 3 network adapters. So it was a long process to do that. So and most of us might get errors on that. In a physical environment, physical network cards will be there. So those are much easier to be added to the NicTeaming in a Hyper-V. But in virtual network, we have 10 more steps to do. So worked? No?
Now I remove the team and then added a new one,
Uh-huh.
and all of them are active.
Oh, good. Okay.
When I deleted my first NIC card, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still pinging. When I deleted the second one, I got the same error.
Oh, and it never recovered from there. Well, the software itself, guys, we haven't updated the, the Windows updates. So some bugs may be there, right? So, but it's just an assumption because if there were bugs, it would have come to me as well. Me, Nasreen, and Miguel, we have, and you also have now. Did you start removing?
Yeah, I removed and then added back the adapters, and then I got everything active.
Oh,
Trying to ping.
Okay.
Trying to ping.
So yeah, the test is only remove 1, standby should become active. Second, remove second, ping should keep on working until 1, and we only had 3, right? So remove first and second. That's all, or third or fourth in our case, or 4th or 5th. So now my ping is still working on the 1 network card. If there was huge traffic, yes, it would have been degraded by now, right? So there would have been a lot of calls. So I would have jumped or run to the server on the data center, and then would have fixed the network cards there. Or I cannot actually. How can I fix the network card there, guys? I could just check the cable, but I cannot shut down the server and then take out the network card and replace. If I have to do that, then the users are already disconnected, right? Right now, users are still working with the ping. So data is still moving, right? So this is the experiment, and this is NicTeaming. And try to do this at home with 5 or 6 network cards as well. Well, the thing is, you can keep taking it out and try to know if it is smoothly working or not. The data must be moving, if even down to the last network card.
Well, that's not working. I had 3 active. I took out 1, and then stopped pinging.
Or even on the removal of 1.
When I remove 1, right, in the NicTeaming, the app design interface, it shows all 3 faults.
But it did not recover from that till now.
But before removing from the settings, it showed active all 3, right?
Oh.
Doesn't make any sense. I removed only 1.
Then better do it with all network cards removed as well from the start. Like add 3 more at home if you can do that, because it should work smoothly. Okay.
Settings, I removed everything.
Your network card as well.
Yeah.
Wow. You removed the network card as well.
Yeah. I kept 1,
Yeah, which is the
remove
Ethernet
other
0.
ones
Oh, okay.
And add it back again, and then
Oh.
added new NicTeam.
Mm-hmm. It still isn't.
Became active.
Well, it could be then you could try it on another server. Maybe this server is
I'll
having
do
too
it
much.
on a home server.
Okay. So how do we stop this ping? Control C, and it stops. So this is NicTeaming, and what we were talking about before is IFM.
Since we are doing this through Hyper-V, you said that Hyper-V is not good as VMware.
No, it's Hyper-V is not as good as VMware, yes, but we haven't put all the updates here. So if there are unreliabilities here after full updates are there, then we should say that this software is still unreliable. But right now we don't have updates, so maybe the bugs are there that were not removed. So
But for some people it works.
for some people it works. So that's the unreliability factor, that it may or may not work. That's really not good for production environment. If anyone listens to that, may or may not work, it must work.
Yeah.
It should be very reliable. So, but when we put updates, restart and then try.
Normally in the server server environment, right? Like, do you automatically keep the updates on? Like,
Yes, updates are the lifeline for Windows environment.
so
When there's a new release, we are not at once. We
you
first,
should have a proxy server to
Yeah,
filter
yeah,
any
yeah.
what security purpose.
yeah, there's a server called WSUS. That's a 7411. Maybe after next week we are actually starting. If you guys did not convince Mary, were not able to convince Mary that you want 1 week off, suppose that she cannot do that. It's not her; it's the ministry that implements that. So.
we're finishing this next week.
So next week, yeah, there are two and a half topics more. 2.5. There's half topic as well. Okay. Yeah. So no, you can just keep on. No, I was Raj convinced me actually. So you can take him out and so no, it's the topics are finished. It's not
You still
Raj.
need to
I would have
print
kept on
server,
going. Huh?
Print server, firewall, and then IPv6.
Bingo. Exactly these topics are left. There are 3 days, 3 topics.
Without IPv6, you cannot understand the questions in the premium.
So there's 3 topics,
In
3 days. We just finished 2 topics today. We can just finish those 3 topics in 1 day if you want. No, it's not like with our speed we can finish those. These are printing takes full day. The way we will go. Otherwise, any topic I can rush, but I'm not gonna rush. So
So after those 3 lectures, we'll have 1 or 2 lectures for review and
1 or 2, yeah. If you want 2, yeah, 2. You just keep on telling Mary, hey, we need 1 more day, or 2. Mary will keep on saying, okay, take more days.
He hasn't started reading the questions. That's why he wants
Good idea.
more time.
Ah.
He's coaching you.
because if we get 2,
You haven't started even. Start.
This-
You know, technically,
Yeah.
his program started start of this month.
Fifth
Last.
Oh, okay.
So he's okay.
Oh,
He can
okay.
push.
Ah, that's
But-
why. Ah.
Smart guy.
But you have all the videos, and we have to go with the. So 7411, guys, it's going to be tougher. Every topic will be tougher than this one, right? 412 will be the commando topic, and that's a job getter. Don't miss that. Otherwise, no need for, then no purpose of coming for 10, 11. But anyway, for 11, if we start after next week, so I will make sure that I tell all the students, if you miss day 1, you miss a lot of things. Because day 1 we start with the tough topic.
So for sure, not next Monday, the following Monday, 411 is starting.
Most probably, but she may not give you whole week, but maybe you can get 1 or 2 days. Maybe Monday and Wednesday is not there. Suppose you convince her, so then she will say, okay, Friday I'm starting. So she will still use that week. If maybe you get 1 or 2 days, not the whole week.
Okay,
Up to you.
Come to the college, but we can have review.
Yeah, we can study.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can have
They'll
review.
marry like that. Yeah.
Everybody is
Yeah, we'll put it in the-
better to come.
It's better to come.